He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it from Brady. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. The Hueytown touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
It is a beautiful night for high school football here in the state of Alabama. We've got a dandy coming your way on the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations. The Helena Huskies 1-0 on the season, taking on the Hueytown Golden Gophers. A great matchup coming your way tonight on WOTM. Proud to have you joining us here. I'm Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes. And Coach, we should have a great matchup. When you look at these two teams, you've got great offensive weapons on both sides.
Yeah, we really do. And one has been to the playoffs 3 years in a row. Hueytown and Helena, I think, is a real up-and-comer, and it's going to be a very, very good football game. You know,
when you look at these games, and you've always got an outstanding tailback, everybody wants to talk about the one from Hueytown, but Helena also with a great running back as well.
Well, they really do. You see Marquise Johnson, not a big guy, about 160 pounds, but he had 160 yards rushing last week. Very explosive guy, kind of a water bug kind of back, but he's a very exciting player.
Has a lot of great moves, and we look for big things out of him tonight. Also on the other side of the football, though, everybody talks about Roy Dale Williams, the running back from Hueytown.
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time in the whole broadcast not to go over everything he's done, but he's a 4-star rated player, committed to Alabama, only had 161 yards rushing last week. 3 touchdowns. One of those was a catch. He had 56 yards receiving, 2 sacks, and 1 caused fumble.
You know, we talk about these guys and great athletes as they are. You look at a ball game like this, Coach, what are some things that these two teams need to do to get a win?
Well, there's a lot of keys to every game, but I think these two things stand out. For Helena, you know, they established the run last week, 287 yards rushing. They've got to keep the ball away from Hueytown and that explosive running back that they have. The rushing game will be key. For Hueytown, they were really balanced last week, 180 rushing, 175 yards passing. If they can do that, they're going to keep Helena from loading the box to try to stop Williams.
It's going to be a great matchup coming your way next. Join us. Stay with us all night. Hueytown. And also you got Helena. They're battling right here on the HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships live from Jordan-Hare.
Ready for high school football. Helena and Hueytown about ready to kick it off. Looks like Helena will be kicking off, and they'll go left to right on your screen. Looking at Hueytown. There's the Hueytown coach again, Greg Patterson. First season at Hueytown. 4 seasons before that at Summerton Christian. Overall record 15-26, and got it off to a good start last week, Coach. A big 32-19 win over Homewood last Friday.
Yeah, a real impressive start to this season. Of course, he's got a veteran ball club and one of the very best running backs in the entire United States.
It's a good way to inherit some talent when you make the move to Hueytown. And as you look there, kicking it off for Helena, Logan Maloney. He'll boot it from left to right. And we'll get things underway here in what we'll call week number 1. Short kickoff, taking it about the 20-yard line out to the 25, breaking a tackle to the 30, slips through a hole there to the 40, 45, and to midfield all the way into Helena territory. Good return to get things started for Hueytown. A great return. You see great blocking right here. He finds a huge hole as he comes through, and you look at Jordan Ivory. He can pick him up and put him down, and a good return to open things up.
Yeah, this is one of the first things I noticed about the Hueytown Golden Gophers. It's not a one-man show. As as young Ivory showed right there, they've got some guys that can make some moves and lots of firepower.
Alex Young, the quarterback, he is a sophomore, 6'4", 176. You'll see him operate out of the shotgun most of the time, but the big gun, there he comes, and that's Roydell Williams hitting the backfield. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage, losing about 1.5 yards on that play. Like we said, we expect Williams to get a lot of carries tonight. That Helena defense knows it just as well.
Yeah, they really do. And of course, they're going to key on him. They're going to try to load that box. And we talked in the opening about how important the balance of Hueytown will be in this game. You know, they can't allow Helena to get 8, 9 guys in the box to play that run.
Motion man against the formation. Goes to the far side now. Movement on the right side. Antonio Little, the right tackle, just picked up the hand, and that'll cost Hueytown 5 and make it about a 2nd down and 6 to go as they move it back around midfield.
I don't think Helena could have started much better than this. A very short gain on 1st down and an unforced error to put Hueytown in a 2nd and 15.
4-man front for Helena against a massive offensive line from Hueytown. Quick hitch on the outside, catch is made, trying to bounce it out there. Not a whole lot of room, spinning back into more trouble. Q Mays unable to get anything going. That Helena defense comes to play here early.
Yeah, and watch the pursuit on this quick screen. The outside, the ball's outside quick. But look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white shirts around the football. That's great pursuit, and that's how you play great defense.
Nathan Dunaway, the inside linebacker, really gets this defense set. A big 3rd down and long now for Hueytown. 3 wideouts come to the left, 1 will go to the right. Alex Young back to pass again, looking, tries the fade pattern on the far side, too tall, it's incomplete, but that is triple coverage out there. Helena seems to be in the ear of the coaches here, knowing exactly what's coming. That was great coverage on the outside.
Yeah, you can see there's really nowhere to go with that ball. Really nice job by the Helena corner of pushing that fade route to the sideline. This game couldn't start out much better for the Helena Huskies.
So 3 and out for Hueytown. They'll have to punt the football away here. Big stop for Helena. It's Hueytown. Good snap back there. Left-footed punt. Nobody back deep. It's going to roll now. It is picked up at the 25-yard line and getting some positive yardage. Very alertly there, but also very dangerous for Helena. And that is going to be Tony Ruiz. And he is able to come forward, save some yardage, but again, Coach, pretty dangerous over there on the sideline.
Yeah, I'm not real sure where he came from. It's like he came from the concession stand, but nevertheless, pretty decent field position for Helena.
Our first look at Luke Stamba, quarterback for Helena.
Kind of a combination guy, very effective running the football as well as throwing it. And I really think for this offense, 1st down is going to be the key. They need to stay out of long yardage situations. Of course, their running game is what set the table last week.
That's going to be motion. Looked like got a little early start. We're here on the right side, and penalties here early for both teams. You get behind the chains, it's tough to make some good things happen offensively. Look at both teams. They were able to get a penalty, and for Hueytown it was 3 and out. Now you got a 5-yard penalty to overcome if you're Helena.
Well, when you're trying to be a run-first football team, there's a big difference between 1st and 10 and 1st and 15. I tell you, a key guy for our viewers to watch, Tommy, for both teams is going to be the H-back. For Helena, it's number 88, Chris Miller. Where he is where the ball's going to go most of the time.
Motion across, handoff, 2nd man through, and that's going to be Johnson. He doesn't get much there. Chris Miller, 6'2", 210. An H-back right up behind the line of scrimmage on that last snap. Just nowhere to go.
Well, that was the speed sweep action with the inside zone play off of it, and Hueytown would have none of it. See that young man right there, Greg Trammell, leading the way, the senior outside linebacker, 5'10", 180.
Very intense ball player. 2nd down, about 15 to go. So no gain on that last play. Here comes motion this way. And rolling out to the right is Stamba, looking, going to throw it deep. Got a man down there. What a catch. It is hauled into the 35-yard line, 30 and down to the 25. Again, that is Briley Marks as he gets an excellent catch up above the defender.
Yeah, really well conceived. It's kind of a half roll, and you're going to have a quick receiver in the flat, you're going to have a little turn in, and then you're going to have a wheel route that makes that corner hesitate just a tad. Of course, great concentration right there by Marks. And as you said, Tommy, a heck of a catch, and Helena is knocking on the door.
Just climbs up and gets that one, yanks it in. First down and 10 for the Huskies. Mark it just around the 25-yard line. They'll go back to Johnson. Johnson's hit and nothing doing there. That Hueytown defense all in that one. Looks like Emmanuel Hayes and also Trice in to make the stop, but those guys up front are really getting some penetration here early.
Yeah, they really are. They're just winning the one-on-one contest up front. That was the split zone where you run the zone to the right. The H-back fills back to the left side, and that young man right there tries to find a crease to hit, but Hueytown would have none of it. Won the battle up front, and another long yardage situation.
Second down and 11. Stamba back to pass. He's going to throw it deep again. Got a man down there and unable to hang on. Good coverage that time, but almost an excellent catch out there. And it was not able to pull it in. Tony Ruiz once again. It's incomplete. Going to bring up a big third down and long.
Yeah, I really think this ball is thrown pretty well. It looked like Ruiz hesitated just a little bit. Maybe couldn't find the ball in the air. And the end result is the ball ends up as an incompletion.
He tried to stop and turn and just lost his footing there, and it goes incomplete. But a big third down 11 here, ball at about the 26-yard line. 34 left here in the first period. Stamba rolls out to the left. He's going to throw it deep again, down to the end zone, and incomplete. Not afraid to throw it deep, are they?
No, not at all. And that's just a little different variation of the play they hit for big yardage going to their right side. This is the sprint out again. Someone in the flat, someone layered towards the bench in the deep route. Of course, those deep passes, even when they're not successful, they serve a purpose, Tommy. It's going to loosen up that secondary and help the running game and those underneath routes.
Fourth down and 11 for the Huskies. Going to stay on the field, so kind of no man's land here. The Huskies going to have to go for it as he'll drop straight back. Rolls to the right side, got some trouble and dumps it off, but it's going to be short. Catch will be made, hauling it in that time. It's going to be Connor Pugh, but nowhere near a first down.
Yeah, real nice pressure by Hueytown at that time. And coverage understands the down and distance, forced the short throw, and the ball is turned over.
8:17 left here in the first. Helena gets a big play and gets deep, but unable to cash it in. So here comes Hueytown. We'll start right at the 20-yard line after that catch. So first down and 10. Another look at Alex Young. He goes to Roydell Williams, and again, the defense is there. Good stop. That's Cole Pugh. Gets a hand on him, and he'll bring him down right at the line of scrimmage, second and long.
Been impressed with the quickness of the Helena defense. Lots of movement on every snap, and they're able to hit those gaps. And to this point, they've really held Williams in check. Pretty early, though, partner.
Always know this guy's a threat to take it the distance at any moment. Young back to pass, throws it out in flats. Going to be catch, going to be made 25-yard line, and fighting out close to the 28-yard line. Catch made that time. Hauling it in, Antonio Mason.
It's the Golden Gopher version of the H-back. A little quick out route, just clear out the zone and put it out there. I tell you, Young is a good-looking young sophomore quarterback. All 6'4", 176 pounds.
Third and a yard, and Williams takes it. Has to make a couple of men miss in the backfield, but he fights forward to the 30-yard line. That's good for a Golden Gopher first down.
It's about as impressive a 1-yard run as you'll ever see right here.
Look at all the traffic. Man, there's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, really great penetration again. He's really patient, slides to the outside, gets north and south, and picks up that first down.
Quick screen on the outside, catch is made, and off to the 35, 40, 45-yard line, down the near sideline, 40, 30, one man to beat, going to track him down, but a great run after the catch. And hauling that in is DeAndre Colvin, and now Hueytown with a huge play.
Well, I had one note by his name in my notes, and it was S-P-E-E-D, speed, and you can see why right here. The safety really is unblocked, and I tell you, Coleman just runs away from him.
For Zach Goodwin, who takes it to the house. First down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Back to Williams it goes. Williams bounce off the defender, and he'll take it to the 20-yard line. They will enter into the Metro Goals red zone. Metro Goals, Helena, Alabama-based company specializing in manufactured sports equipment for over 40 years. Whether you look for residential, parks and rec, or schools, it's, again, Metro Goals. Roydell Williams, handoff right side, and he'll lower his shoulder, get a couple of yards there.
He's pretty popular tonight. He's got a lot of friends in white jerseys wherever he goes.
I believe they read all the press clippings from last week and from the last couple of years. This guy, of course, headed to Alabama next year. Outstanding talent.
Just some of his numbers: 2,700 yards and some change, 32 career, or excuse me, that's 2,700 yards last year and 32 TDs as a junior, 4,600 yards and 60 TDs in his career to this point. Those are pretty impressive numbers.
Back to pass, throw, and catch is made out there at the 15-yard line, trying to spin away from defenders. They'll wrestle him down, but it looks like he has a first down. To about the 12-yard line it goes.
Just clear out again and throw that little quick out to the flat. Get it out in the playmaker's hands, and good tough running after the catch.
Gets it, and I tell you what, he's tough to bring down. I mean, he's low to the ground, but again, very strong, and he's able to get forward for a first down. Timeout on the field. 5:48 left here in the first. No score. Back with more on the HSA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships, live from Jordan-Hare.
First down carry for Williams. He'll pick up a couple. Again, that Helena defense up front and in the middle, Coach. You look at these guys, and they are surrounding the football and have done really well containing Williams to this point.
Well, they've been very coordinated up front. They've hit gaps with a couple different combinations and close those running lanes.
And a huge play. That time Young tries to go on the little slant pattern, but stepping in front is Jabe Hildreth, and he will pull it in for a huge interception deep in the territory. Again, a big pick right there, and it's first down and 10 for the Huskies.
Well, the thing that you try to teach defensive backs to do when they get that slant route is to drive through the upfield shoulder, and this is done just about perfect, picture perfect. You can see he goes right through that top shoulder. Great concentration to pull that thing in, and man, what a big play by Jade Hildreth.
Big stop for Helena. They'll take over first down and 10. Deep in their own territory, but again, turning Hueytown away. They'll go back. Handoff. Johnson fights his way out to the 5-yard line.
Good tough running right there. That's, again, first down is so important in this kind of offense. But I tell you, when the closest thing to you is your own goalpost, it's even more important.
That's it. You've got to get something positive. Yep. I mean, you don't want to sit there and plan for a punt, but you've got to be able to get out of the shadow of your goalpost. And a good tough run on first down sets up second down and a long 6. And they'll go back to him. This time retreats into the end zone. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's going to be thrown out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
On the other hand, when you're deep in your own territory, you don't want to try to bounce the ball outside. And that's a critical mistake by that young man. He knows it. But great penetration by the Golden Gopher defense and puts them on the floor.
Greg Trammell chases him down in the end zone, and there was just nowhere to go. You see him kind of flip the ball back. Nevertheless, it's going to be a safety. So the pursuit that time for Hueytown, not able to let Johnson kind of bounce outside. Like I said, tried to retreat back and use some speed to get around, and there's just nowhere to run that football.
Yeah, and of course that's a mistake that that you sure don't ever want to make as a running back. You got to know when you've got that soft edge where you get around that corner and when there's just nothing there. And that time he bounced right into a lot of purple shirts, and the result is 2-0.
Yeah, it feels like summer, but baseball score here early, 4:35, 2-0 Hueytown, as they get advantage of the safety, and now Helena has to give the football up, and they're going to kick it off the tee. They have the option here, obviously, to either punt or kick it, and it looks like that Logan Maloney will kick it off of the tee. Back deep for Hueytown.
Hayes
is standing back there. They'll try a little squib kick taken by one of the up men across midfield. He comes and out to the 45-yard line, goes to the far side. In trouble at the 40, but fights through that and all the way down to the 35-yard line. That is a great return. And now the Golden Gophers with great field position. Again, Quindarius Mays able to capitalize on the short kick.
It's a lot different kind of player than I used to have as my up backs back there, I'll tell you. He was a deep guy in disguise.
Yeah, that's it. You know, the thing about it, those big linemen are not back there anymore.
No, sir.
He knows what to do with it when he gets the football.
You got to wonder right now if this young man isn't going to take a shot here. You know, you just had a big play. Obviously, you're in what's called the freewheeling zone, in great shape. You just wonder if they might try to hit a deep one right off the bat right here.
Young back out there, shotgun look. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. They go to Williams. Williams tries to bounce it outside, cuts it back in to the 30-yard line, and he'll take it down to about the 27-yard line. Again, he is quicker than a hiccup. And you see right here, he gets to the initial wave, and nobody knows exactly which way he's going to go. Takes his own lineman down on a couple of runs there. So powerful running for Roydell Williams.
One of the things you'll see about him that all great backs do, you won't see very many smooth edges. Most of those cuts are going to be jagged. And the reason that he does that is that it's called miss by the smallest margin, and he's really, really good at that.
Fake to it, now flipping it out here on the bubble screen. Catch is going to be made, but nowhere to go. The catch was made out there by Mays, but the defense all over that one. Again, that middle linebacker, Nathan Dunaway.
Yeah, he was there. And I think Lawson Smith, the Wolf. I think I'd like to be a Wolf linebacker. He's right there as well. Cornerback comes up good and quick. Interior, a couple guys are there. So, again, good hustle by the Helena defense.
It's got to be cool to be in school. Folks say, what position you play? Well, I'm the Wolf.
Yeah, that'd be
a cool place to play.
I like that a lot better than Monster. Remember the old Monster?
Yeah.
Monster defense. What do you play? You're the Monster.
I'm the Monster. Really? Back to pass is Young. Flips it down here, sets it off to Williams. He gets through the first tackle, the second tackle, 20-yard line, 15, and he will hammer his way down inside the 15 to about the 11-yard line and into the Metro Gold's red zone. Go the Hueytown Gophers for the second time.
You see just the ability. Of course, with a back like this, the screen is always super tough. Just runs right through 2 tackles. Notice whenever he's hit, he's always going forward for more yardage.
Again, the Metro Gold's red zone. Phone number 205-664-0002. And here's Williams again on the give. And he'll take it down to the 9-yard line. Folks, if you're looking for a basketball goal for your own backyard or outfitting soccer fields for an entire school system, investing in sports equipment from Metro Goals guarantees you top quality. You may wonder why. Well, because every product we make is carefully designed and solidly built from the finest materials to offer your durability and value. So you can ask any 160,000 plus customers. They've been in business since 1973. That is Metro Goals.
I tell you, Tom, when we get them in, I'll tell you a story about Metro Goals that will reaffirm that will make your hair curl.
Second down and long, they go back to Williams. Williams will hammer his way into the 5-yard line. Huskies come out of there with it, but I think they will say he is down. Trim tries to steal one away there.
I think he may have
gotten
a
close.
Penalty. I think he may have gotten a penalty, too, for spiking that ball. I saw the yellow flag go down. He does come out with it.
Again, trying to convince the officials that he had the football, but he did throw the football down, and the officials are talking about it right here, and I believe you're right.
It wasn't really a spike, but it was close enough.
It's a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike.
I think so.
That's going to go against Trim.
That'll hurt.
Just
got to keep your composure.
So that's going to move it forward, and Hueytown trying to add to their 2-0 lead here. The latter minutes of the first period. Just inside the 3-yard line. 2 receivers that will come this way.
Never liked this when I was an offensive coach. I don't want that defense to have that long to look at where we were lined up here.
Pretty good break there to evaluate it. And now they'll go Williams from the Wildcat formation. He'll take it, go to the left side, runs right through a huge hole and into the end zone. Roydell Williams, and it's an 8-0 lead.
Well, this is almost money in the bank here. You know, that Wildcat, the advantage is it's like playing with 12 guys because there's nobody lost handing the ball off. And, of course, when your Wildcat is that young man, why it's almost impossible to stop. You know, it's the power play off tackle, and you can see why it's like they're out to practice early, untouched into the end zone.
What's this block here? You're talking about a D clear.
Pretty good block.
And, again, a double team, and they just clear the way for Roydell Williams. And now he'll go from the same formation here with an 8-0 lead. Try to add on 2 more. Same play, and did he get in again? And the officials say that he did. So 10-0, the new score.
Hit right at that same area again. Wind addressed it a little bit differently, and Helena read it a little bit better, but just too strong, too much power at the point of attack. And looks like it got there.
What if I'm over here on this side and that double team's coming 2 plays in a row? I'm hoping that they'll come up with another play, because it is a tough scene right there when you got 2 Golden Gophers coming at you with a full head of steam. And a 10-0 lead now for Hueytown. 1:52 left here in this first period.
Well, like all good football teams, when they get a little advantage, boy, they went right for the throat now. This game went from nothing to 10-0 in a big hurry. You know, Tommy, my feelings kind of hurt. You didn't ask me about my Metro Goals hair curling story now. It's
hair curling story.
It goes back to the XFL.
I was kind of worried about my hair.
It goes, goes back to the XFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that ought to be good. We'll get it right after this kick right here. I want to hear this one. Hueytown to kick it off. End over end kick, taken about the 15. Should have plenty of opportunities to return it, and out across the 30 to the 35-yard line for Helena. Darius Rice. Talk to me about the XFL and Metro Goals.
Long story short, we had 3 practice fields in 2 weeks. Okay, we had no goalposts. Jerry Nenardo was our head coach, great guy, pretty demanding. We needed a goalpost. Metro Goals built us one, I don't know, 15 minutes.
Wow.
And had it out there on the practice field. I mean, it was a Cadillac of a goalpost.
Huh. Wow, 15-minute goalpost.
Well, maybe a little longer,
but still quick. Johnson on the carry, and you can see the momentum definitely in purple and gold now as Hueytown defense playing much better. Nowhere to go for Marquise Johnson.
A little bit there like Johnson. Maybe was still hanging on that last play, too. Didn't quite have the giddy up to a step that he had earlier. Got to turn that page, young man. Go to the next one. And Helena's going to need to assert it. And again, this first down, you know, we talked about now. To this point, Helena's had a hard time generating offense on first down. Lots of long yardage situations.
Try a pass into double coverage, nothing there, but a flag comes in. Again, the coverage was there, trying to find on the outside William Griffith. Couldn't connect with him, but looks like they're going to get a pass interference call against the Golden Gophers, and that will be the call.
It was almost like a little scat concept where you try to send one guy to the inside, and the inside receiver tries to go outside and stretch the flat defender. You see it right there, but really well covered. The ball shouldn't have been thrown, but there is contact ahead of the play, and that's a good break for Helena.
And that's a team right now, I think they need that break.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where everything seems to be going wrong. So,
absolutely.
Again, to keep the offense on the field for a little bit longer and take advantage there, that moves it into Hueytown territory to the 48-yard line. So Luke Stamba and company, chance to make something happen here. Handoff up the middle, tough running to the 45-yard line.
I believe that was Brody Jones, who had 68 yards himself last week in a backup role. Not the biggest back, only about 155 pounds, but ran really, really hard last week.
Well, he's not dancing around now. He is north and south, and that was a tough run right there.
Yep.
And a gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. We're in the final minute of the first period. Split outs, 2 will come to the near side. There's 1 to the top of the screen. Stamba back to pass, throws it out there. Catch is going to be made. That's good for another first down. Forward progress will take it down to about the 36-yard line. Pulling it in that time for the Huskies is going to be Tony Ruiz.
And a little play action. This is a little stop route at about 12 yards. I'm really surprised that the coverage was that soft to Kari Parker, the senior cornerback. Gave him lots and lots of room. Ball right between the 1 and the 6, and another first down for Helena.
Maybe the final play here in the first. Helena trying to answer with a drive of their own. Jones takes it down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 1.
Came back running the power play. At that time, Hueytown slowed it out and stopped it.
It's going to wind up the first. A safety. Roydell Williams touchdown and a Roydell Williams 2-point conversion. And it's a 10-0 lead for Hueytown. This is the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Ten to nothing the score. Hueytown over Helena. We've had no field goal kick. As you would think it'd be a touchdown and a field goal, but nevertheless a safety, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion for a total of 10. But Helena, this is a very impressive drive, Coach. They're coming back and trying to answer. If they can get some points on here, again, for a few moments that momentum had shifted big time for Hueytown, but Helena's coming back with a good answer.
Yeah, and very impressed with the toughness that they have shown. You know, this team about halfway through the 2018 season seemed to take on a new personality. And of course, Coach Busby was in his first full year last year. You know, came from Fultondale and had great success, and it seemed like it took about a half year for them to take on his personality. And there's a toughness that they have now that, frankly, Helena hasn't always had.
Facing a 2nd down and 9 right here. Stamba in the backfield along with Johnson. Motion to the far side. Stamba rolls to that way. In trouble, steps up. Now looking, dumps it off, and it's going to be tipped once. And did he pick it off or did he step out of bounds? It is incomplete, but quite an athletic play there. You got a good look at Kari Parker. He has a couple of more feet on that far sideline. He may be down the sideline for a touchdown. Very athletic.
The only thing I see wrong with this, I think he should have pointed his toes a little bit on his landing. It wasn't as clean as it could have been.
There it is.
You know, right there. But I mean, when's the last time you saw that?
It's been a while.
I mean, he broke on that football like a champ. Makes the interception. He's out of bounds, gets hit, does a forward roll, and the end result is a 2nd down or 3rd down and 9.
And a big 3rd down here, but I think if you're Helena, you're in 2-down territory. You
Absolutely.
need to get some yardage here to have a shot on 4th down. Stamba back to pass in trouble. That's the last thing you need. The ball pops loose, and it's going to be picked up by Hueytown. Stamba in a lot of trouble. Looked like they were trying to set up the screen. It did not happen, and the pressure all over him, and a big sack back there. Again, a great play as you look at Jordan Ivory.
Well, they're going to bring edge pressure. You can see right there that number 6 coming off the edge right there. That's Roydell Williams, and who has been used some on defense, and he's used as a spot player to do just that. And of course, the pressure that he put on opened it up for that other young man right there, and the difference is another turnover, and Hueytown is set up in great field position again.
Young going to go deep. Couldn't connect that time. Tried to find his man down the left sideline, Antonio Mason. They can't connect. It brings up a 2nd down and 10. But you talk about Williams. If you want a speed rusher, that's a pretty good candidate right there.
Well, you know, I looked at my defensive chart right here. I did not have him penciled in. My mistake right there. And I said, who is number 6? Well, that dumbed me. I mean, that's the same rocket that we saw on offense. And he does a little bit of everything for him now.
To the air again. Outside, the catch is going to be made. Trying to spin away from trouble and getting a good block inside the 40 and down to about the 37-yard line. It's going to be Ivory on the catch that time.
Well, the Gophers have gotten really good, solid yardage out of these quick outs. Now they've done it from a couple different formations, but the end result is the ball's been on the money, and you know, for about 4, and the receiver, whoever it is, has been able to pick up another 1 or 2 yards, and it's really been a good, consistent, medium yardage play for them.
3rd down and 2 right here. Jones got it. Motion man comes across. They'll take it, fake it, then give it off. Williams slips through a little hole, and he's got a 1st down for the Golden Gophers down to about the 31-yard line.
You know, he is just so good as you watch him right here off the speed fake. Watch him get north and south in a hurry and just rip through the defenders. And again, none of his motions are S-shaped. They're all jagged. And what that does is it makes it extremely difficult for pursuit to get a solid grab on you.
I'll go back to him. Check that. That is number 2 instead of number 6, and good tough running in there by Mason. He will run through defenders. One thing that you're seeing, this Helena team in the first period, they were making those tackles in the backfield. And they were getting a couple players back there. Now it's pretty much arm tackling, and they're just not able to wrap these Golden Gopher runners up.
Yeah, the war of attrition has begun, and you do see a noticeable difference. Whether or not it'll continue for the whole game, certainly a suspect. I'm surprised there wasn't maybe a little call on that one right there. It looked like the defender was all over that young man right there.
Tried to hit Mays, and they're dancing from about the 10 to the 5. And again,
normally when you have an arm bar on the receiver's inside arm, that's called, but not tonight, folks. So
missing a flag.
Well, we do see a flag. Maybe somebody got it.
They did finally see that one. So that is going to be an automatic 1st down for the Golden Gophers, and put the football at about the 12-yard line. Back in the Metro Goals red zone again. Metro Goals, Helena, Alabama, specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for over 40 years. In touch with them at number 205-664-0002, whether it's residential, parks and rec, or schools as well. Proud sponsor of the red zone. And that means Roydell Williams time, and he'll take the handoff on the left side and fight close to the 10-yard line. So about the 11, so a gain of a 1.5 yards. He's up 2nd down.
This is almost a must-stop for the Helena defense now. They don't want to go down, you know, 3 scores this early in this football game. You know, Tom, I feel kind of bad that I kind of, you know, took a shot at the officials right there when they got it right. That's, you know, I've always had a close relationship with our officials. So.
Always been tight, right?
Yeah, right.
Williams breaks the tackle at the 7, spins away, and he'll take it down to the 5-yard line. Tell you what, he is. Check that. That was Mason again on the kick. They're kind of interchangeable right now. Mason getting his moment to shine, and that's a good, tough run. And you talk about Antonio Mason, 5'10", 225.
Yeah. And, of course, he's their H-back, and he does a lot of paving the way for Williams, and as do those big guys up front.
Williams in the Wildcat goes left side at the 5-yard line. He'll take it in again for his 2nd touchdown of the night. It is a 16-0 Golden Gopher lead.
Zone read right there. You've got to honor that, but the quarterback coming off the fake is Roydell Williams. I'd like to be on the edge playing that, and a real good push up front. Now we should talk about the big guys. Look at those purple shirts now. They're moving them out pretty good right there. And, just not able to. Colby Harris tries to get a piece of Roydell Williams right there, but just can't do it right here. And boy, this game has turned in a hurry.
It has really, and you're looking at 16-0. We're at a little bit under 9 minutes left in the first half, and it seemed like just a few moments ago Helena had come up with a big stop, and you felt like they had the momentum back, but that's not the case. Williams this time going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, so 16-0. The score will remain with 8:59. One thing you look at, and that's Antonio Mason. We talked about how important the H-backs were in the pregame. This guy right here has really paved the way. They throw him a bone every once in a while, let him run the football, but you know, you follow him, you can find the football. Boy, he's making some devastating blocks.
Yeah, he really is, and you know, 5'10", 225, and I mean he's a human road grader. Now he had, you know, last week he had 6 carries for 20 yards. Looks like he's going to do a little better than that tonight. Had 3 catches, so he's a versatile guy, but I think that's very true of this Hueytown offense, and what I've seen tonight kind of bears out what I thought. They have a great play in Roydell Williams, but they got a lot of really good football players. And, I mean, their receiving core, you know, we talked about Mason, this young quarterback, those big offensive linemen. I mean, it's a very talented offense.
Don't forget those guys up front. That is a physical offensive unit as well.
Well, and, you know, they go 290, 300, 310, 240, and 295.
Kickoff. Going to go out of bounds. Not exactly what you're looking for there. Helena, well, great field position on the way.
Well, you see number 6, Roydell Williams, coming from the right side. The hit, though, is made by number 23, who's
Ivory makes the hit
here.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
and you know, and pops it loose. But like you said, I think Williams really put the pressure on, and Ivory just unable to get anything going, and actually follows it up. But Stamba, they were trying to set up the screen, and that's the thing about it. You're trying to set it up, and just too much penetration too quick.
Well, and you mentioned you thought they were in 4-down territory, and that on 3rd and 4th down, you thought maybe they might try to get half of it with a run and then come back with something out pretty quick. It's interesting, too, that that's 2 offensive guys that came on the blitz. Number 23, Jordan Ivory, along with Williams, that made the big play.
Stamba, the keeper, comes to the near side, 40-yard line, takes a wallop at about the 45. Gain of about 8 on the play. Good play on 1st down.
Yeah, it really was, and that's a zone read right here, and Stamba really did a nice job of reading it well. Got Mikael Hines to bite on the inside run fake, and is able to outrun him to the sideline for a nice gain.
Threat of the run. Now the quarterback picks up some positive yardage. 2nd down and 2. 3 wideouts go to the right. They'll go back to Johnson. Johnson hit, slides through a little hole, and looks to be close to 1st down yardage as they'll mark it forward to about the 48-yard line. So looks like he picked up 1st down yardage and keeps the drive alive.
Well, you know, it becomes extremely imperative to get something going, and of course points on the board. Although it's still just a 2-score game now. That you know, that missed 2-point conversion is fairly big at this point.
Stamba back to pass, going to look out into the flats. It goes. Did he catch that? No, they'll say incomplete. He pulled it in. That is a great effort by Tony Ruiz, and had the toes close to the boundary there. It looks like he was not able to get the foot in. You look right here how close he was to making a phenomenal catch. And Coach, well,
you know, the angle we had looked like he was in, but that official, you know, he's right there, and maybe that right foot did not get all the way on the ground, but it looked like it could have been a catch. But nevertheless,
great effort.
It is 2nd down.
2nd down and long. They'll run the fake speed sweep. Stamba keeps it up the middle and gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe forward for about a yard. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 9, and the Hueytown defense ready for that run.
Yeah, nice job of Jonathan Files. He takes away the speed sweep by alignment, reads the mesh, and then falls back inside and gets the first hit on Stamba. 6 foot 220-pound junior defensive end. Really heads up recognition on his part.
Another big 3rd down for this Helena offense.
That's the most important play of the game to this point for Helena.
They'll empty the backfield out. So 5 folks out into the pattern. Stamba steps up, got pressure, slips through 1 hole, 2, hit once, twice at the 40-yard line. He'll fight forward to the 39-yard line, and that is going to be good for a 1st down. That is a tough run for the junior quarterback.
Yeah, well, Helena's going to try to throw a wheel route to the right of your screen right here, but this is a good job by Stamba. He did this last week in their big win against McAdory, and he can pull it down and it certainly hurts you.
Clock rolling, you see it there. 7:05 left in the 1st half. Big drive now for the Huskies. Marks goes across the formation. They'll give it back to Johnson. He's got nothing in the middle of that line. Leading the charges that time for Hueytown. Mikael Trice And also you look at him, number 4, Emmanuel Hayes right there.
Boy, just nowhere to go inside. You know, they ran that speed sweep to try to loosen that defense up and ran the power play up inside of it. But boy, looked like there were about 25 purple shirts in there. I mean, there was just a wall of purple.
So second down at about 10. Stamba rolls out to the right side this time, throws it out there, catch is going to be made. That's good for first down yardage, 30-25, and down to about the 24-yard line. The H-back Chris Miller found a step there, and a well-delivered football by Stamba.
Yeah, this is sprint out again, but a really nice route by Miller. He's going to snap this thing off right at about 12 yards and run a little bench route. Good concentration, and a nice job of running after the catch, and really a nice-looking play.
Just outside the 20 at about the 22-yard line. We'll go back to Johnson. Johnson's got a gap, 20, 15, 10. He will spin at the 5 and be brought down. They'll mark the knee down at the 6, but welcome to the Metro Goals red zone for the Helena Huskies. Metro carving a niche in Birmingham by installing basketball goals and for individuals as well as schools and commercial accounts. And again, they install about 2,000 goals a year, not only manufacturing and installing basketball goals, batting cages, football goals, volleyball standards, and also got some bleachers and padding and all kinds of great stuff. Again, that number 205-664-0002, that is Metro Goals. They'll go back to Johnson. He's got a huge hole and walks into the end zone.
Yeah, that's the same play, 2 plays in a row. What they do is they pull the right guard and bring the H back. Miller in behind it. Guard kicks out. He leads through. Very nice job of clearing it out at the point of attack, and really great vision and a nice cutback by Johnson. You see the pullers right there. Johnson gets right in behind him and goes north and south. And boy, this turned in a hurry.
It really did. You looked at the big lead. You looked at Hueytown up 16-0, but what a drive by Helena. One thing I want to say about Johnson, after that safety, looked like he was kind of kind of licking his wounds there, but man, he is on the attack mode now. That is a great run. A couple of tough runs in a row, and now they'll go for 2 here. Looks like the Wildcat of their own. They flip it back, rolling out, and now going to tuck it under, flipping again in the end zone, and the catch is going to be made. That is a great, well-designed Philly special for the 2-point conversion, and cuts the lead in half after that drive, 16-8. Well-designed play right here, and you look at Marks, just toss it in the back of the end zone, and there sat Ruiz, and he pulls it in a 16-8 ball game.
The Eagles would be proud.
And, you know, and well-designed play to run it for your left-handed receiver out there as well. So able to come across there and find it. We'll take a break. It's 16-8. Hueytown with an 8-point lead.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships live from Jordan-Hare.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Well, we got us a ball game, 16-8, after a great drive by the Helena Huskies, and tough running as Marquise Johnson. A couple of big runs in that one to cut into the lead, and now Hueytown's got 5:45 left here in the first half to try to answer again.
Dare we say ebb and flow? I mean, we've had peaks and valleys, ebb and flow. I mean, it looked like Helena was going to play him tooth and nail when we started, and it looked like Hueytown was going to run away and leave him, and Helena answered right back, and we got a football game.
Great game right here on the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM. And you see him back deep, Roydell Williams, Mr. Excitement for the Golden Gophers. And, Coach, what do? Do you give him an opportunity to return this?
Are you asking me what I would do? No, sir.
No, sir. Here he comes. He's going to have it at the 15, 20-yard line, 25. Breaks the tackle there to the 30. Ball pops loose. And let's see if he got back on it. The officials gather around. There's a scramble for it. They'll say Williams keeps those big arms clamped down on it, and it'll be first down and 10. But how would you like to be one-on-one with this guy, Coach?
Well, it doesn't look like 3-on-1 is real good. That ball is out. It's out early.
Very alert to jump back on it.
You see Chase Smith, number 5, for them. Valiant effort trying to pull that thing out of there, but no go.
So here comes Hueytown. They led 16-0. Helena cuts the lead in half, and here come the Golden Gophers. Two receivers left, 2 right. They'll flip it out here on the screen. Catch is going to be made. 35-yard line to the 36-yard line. That is going to be Mays. Picks up about 5, sets up a 2nd and 5.
Atlanta that time had all 3 linebackers in the box, really no flat defender out there. And that plays almost a gimme against that defensive line. I think they'll go to that a lot if we continue to see that.
3 wideouts go left. 1 comes to the right. Young gives off to Williams. Williams finds a little gap across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. Should be good for first down yardage. And Coach, I want to ask you, when you look at this Helena offense, you've got Young back there who can deliver the football. I mean, he does a great job of getting it out in the playmaker's hands. The guys on the outside can make plays. And then you got, you know, an All-American running back sitting back there in the backfield. Defensively, you have really got to cover sideline to sideline.
Well, you have just stated the problem very much. I mean, if you load the box to stop the best running back in the state of Alabama arguably, you've got a lot of weapons on the edge that can cause you some real problems. And there can be guys running clean. And, you know, it's a young sophomore quarterback. You know, you almost wonder, say, well, why don't you just pressure the young sophomore quarterback and try to get him out of his comfort zone? But you start running, 6 and 7 man pressure against a running back like Roydell Williams, and he's able to pop the first line, which I think he might be able to do. There's nobody to pursue, so it's a real quandary.
Bobble snap, and it's going to be Jones having to check that. Young having to go down and just recover that. So after the incomplete pass and then the bobbled snap, is going to bring up 3rd down and long now for the Golden Gophers.
Now he's played well today, don't get me wrong, but he does look a little bit more like a sophomore than maybe last week. Last week he was really maybe almost flawless, 12 for 21, had 3 touchdown passes against Hueytown. He's been off on a few deep balls tonight. He's thrown the short ball extremely well, but really a good-looking young quarterback. They've had a couple of them at Hueytown.
3rd and 14. He's going to tuck it under road left side. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. That Helena defense really coming up big there. They'll get the stop and get the football back with 3:53 left in the first half.
That's a real good series on their part right there.
This time he kind of gave up on the pass pretty quick. You see him tuck it under in a hurry and go left side, and really allowed the defense to get all up upfield and really get to pursuing in a hurry.
He had a couple routes breaking to the inside, but really very well covered. And I think that he's being told on the sideline that maybe he missed a read that someone maybe he should have gone to that he didn't.
Now Helena with a chance to get pretty good field position. They bobble it, and it's going to be on the turf, and I believe that Hueytown's recovered right at the 30-yard line. Yeah, the Golden Gophers have recovered the football. My goodness, what a break.
That's the 3rd crucial mistake. First one, was points for the opposition. The second one set up a drive when they were knocking on the door. And this one, if it goes like I think it's going to go, is going to set up very tough to win situations like this.
And Marks calls for the fair catch, then he kind of misjudged it. And then a mad scramble for it right there. And you look there at that Hueytown coverage of Ian Bridges, 6'2", 245. Once he got his hands on it, that was it. And now a big break for the Golden Gophers. They'll take over just about the 30-yard line, first down and 10. So after a big defensive series, Husky defense right back out there. Young back to pass, going to go deep. Got a man down there. The catch is going to be made and into the end zone. A great throw and catch that time from Young to Quindarius Mays. Mays goes in and makes it a 22-8 lead for the Golden Gophers.
Really nice throw by Alex Young, too. Puts the ball right on the money. Great concentration by Mays. Just a straight takeoff route. He does a great job of stacking himself behind the defensive back. And in for the score, saw a flag. Might have been.
Yeah, I think they're going to go with the defensive pass interference that time.
And I tell you, it looks like Ladarius Rice is going to have a hard time covering Mays most of the night. That's about the third time that he has gotten behind him. And I would not be a bit surprised if they go back to that again.
Back to the Wildcat. And Roydell Williams this time will go to the right side. Or check that. That is not Roydell Williams. As we said, every once in a while you get the run for Antonio Mason, and he'll go in for 2. And a 24-8 Hueytown lead.
You know, I think you're pretty good when your H-back looks a little bit like your 4-star running back. There's the fade route again. Stacked very good. Got a little push off right there, but nevertheless, it's a touchdown, and then nice job of running by Mason.
Just a physical run. You know, he is just so physical. And, you know, the catch, as you said, you know, a little jockeying for position out there, but a well-thrown football by Young. He put it exactly where it had to be, threw it to the outside, and his receiver, the only one who could catch that football.
Yeah, there are a lot of weapons on this offensive team. And, you know, years and years ago, I coached at Mountain Brook High School, and we had really kind of reminds me of this team right here with a great running back, Major Ogilvie. But we had some good receivers and a great quarterback, and when you have all those things, you can do a lot of things offensively.
Kicking game continues to be a struggle for Hueytown. That one's going to go out of bounds.
You know, if I had to describe that, I'd say foul ball, strike one is what it looked like.
Yeah, it was definitely off the end of the bat, wasn't it?
Like change up, he got out in front on a little bit.
Yeah. That bat's going to have to be, you have to go to the dugout and get another one after that, because that definitely broke the old wood there. So with 3.5 minutes left, you're going to see this Helena offense come out and offensively try to get something going. Are they going to make them try to kick it again? May not be a bad move.
Yeah, no, maybe not. I don't know where the ball went out. But
we're looking at the 37. But yeah, it looks like they will move them back 5 and get Hueytown to kick it again. It has been, like I said, been tough going on the kickoffs for Jordan Ivory. Going to make him move back, and even when he does get it down the middle of the field, it really has no hang time, so you're able to get a pretty good return. So you look at Helena trying to get some field position here for the final 3.5 minutes. And the low liner, and it's going to be fielded, but here comes trouble as he bobbles it now to the 20-yard line. He is going to be hit and driven back at the 22, so giving up about 15 yards of field position after making them kick it again. So now Helena starts at their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's a nice job of covering by, I think it was Jordan Tannehill, sophomore defensive lineman. That's first man down, your defensive lineman. I said, that young man's got a future. And of course, what's on Stombaugh's mind right now is that, hey, we got to answer. You know, they had some momentum going. Of course, the big mistake set up Hueytown. They took advantage of it, and now Helena's got to answer.
So they'll go back to the run game. Right side, not a lot of room that time. On the carry, it is Kobe Hughes, the junior. Not a whole lot there, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Huskies.
He's 5'8", 210, a little bit different kind of back than the others that we've seen tonight for Helena. A little bit bigger guy.
2nd down and long. 2 wideouts come to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. Stomba rolling out this way. In trouble now, going to just throw the football away.
Yeah, they tried to come back and hit Miller again with that same route that they had for big success going the other way. But that time, Hueytown had none of it. They strung out the play very well, and Miller was covered like a blanket.
Bring up a big 3rd down right here. And as we said, these 3rd downs, they're not 3rd and manageable for Helena. It seems like every time there's a 3rd, it's either 9, 10, or 11.
Yeah.
And those are tough to come by when you're looking at a team as athletic as Hueytown defensively.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't go right back to that counter play they had such great success with on that last drive.
Stomba back to pass, looking in the flats, now going to throw it deep down there, and a great catch. Did he get a foot down? He says he did. The officials say he did not, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that's a great one-handed catch, but he got a foot down. He's the athlete of the century.
That's right.
That was way out of bounds. But watch he come out with his left hand, hooks that ball, brings it in. I tell you what now.
Wow.
He may be the athlete of the century. I think that foot may have been in.
He is. You know, we've seen some great catches on the sideline here in this first half. Nevertheless, it is ruled incomplete, so it's punting time. Logan Maloney will punt it away. Connor Pugh going to snap it back there to him. Good snap. Pressure comes. Maloney gets it out of there. Good kick under pressure. And it's going to bring to the 40-yard line. Got a flag on the play. Got a block in the back over there. You saw it just as soon as he fielded the football. How about this? How about your H-back returning the punt? Antonio Mason at 225 pounds returning the punt.
Yeah, he's a pretty impressive guy, I'll tell you.
We've seen him do a little bit of everything here in this first half.
I tell you, I noticed on the punt, whoever the rusher was for, as we see the block in the back penalty, whoever the rusher was for Hueytown, he had to slow up to keep from blocking that punt. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them go after one here before it's over with.
Yeah, pressure was there. So now you look at it, Helena had an opportunity there with 3.5 minutes to try to get on the board. They were only able to use a minute of that. Now you've got Hueytown. And we could see a 14-point swing if the Golden Gopher offense can get going here in a hurry.
Well, you wonder if they'll play close to the vest, try to run the clock down and kick a field goal right before the half, or whether they're going to go Powder River. I know what I'm voting on. I think they will unleash this firepower and try to score as quick as they can.
We've had a great first half here on the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM. Glad to have you checking us out here on this Thursday evening. Again, 4 wideouts for Alex Young. Brings motion across, flips it out there. Not a whole lot of running room at all. Tried a little swing pass. A flag comes in. Flag late there, right where the tackle was made, and looks like they're indicating a face mask.
That's a big one.
That would be huge. Personal foul face mask, a 15-yard penalty against the Husky defense.
Well, the cameraman seemed to think that's the culprit right there, Colby Harris.
So that's going to move forward 15 yards. As you look at it,
yeah, it's hard. I mean, it looks like maybe right there at the end that maybe Iceberg Cave may have gotten a hold of that thing as he pulled the receiver down.
Moves it out to the 42-yard line. First down and 10. Young back to pass. Throws it in the flats. Catch is going to be made. And pushed out of bounds, but a positive play for this Golden Gopher offense. Roydell Williams on that catch.
Young receiver they put in, a guy named Roydell Williams, who
starting to come into his own.
I wonder if he lined the field before the game. He's done just about everything else so far.
Grill the hot dogs, I'm pretty sure of that. Second down and 4. Young steps back, looks in the flats. Catch is going to be made, sliding to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a great catch by Mays. And it's first down yardage for Hueytown.
It's a pretty impressive throw right here. That slant route, throwing that quick. I mean, it was one quick plant and throw. That's not an easy pass to throw, and I think it was pretty much right on the money.
Young back to pass again. This time going to go for it all. Down there and knocked away. Good coverage that time by Helena.
Yeah, that was Jade Hildreth that was underneath the route. Great coverage right there.
Step for step right here. They were trying to hit Mays deep.
Secondary over the top. I'd say they had that one blanketed.
So under 2 minutes left. 1:57. Quick screen on the outside. Catch is going to be made to the 40-yard line. Good tough running. That's Mays again. We'll stop the clock with 1:51 remaining.
Yeah, plenty of time. It looks like that, can't see the timeouts on the scoreboard.
Third down and 6.
It looks like they got 3, yeah. Third down and 6. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. And Roydell Williams in the backfield. They'll go to Williams. Williams to the 40-yard line, runs into a defender, and they'll bring him down. That was a good tackle in there, Nathan Dunaway for the Huskies.
Yeah, that's the Huskies middle linebacker.
Number 6,
6'2", 215, and he does what middle linebacker's supposed to do, met the back in the hole, and I don't know that you could say that he won that fight, but you can't say he lost it either. He held it to a marginal gain, and good tough middle linebacker play by that young man.
If I'm a linebacker and I get Roydell Williams on the field, on the turf, I'm going to call it a win.
You betcha.
They go back to it and pick up the first down, and we'll take it down at about the 31-yard line. So first down and 10 for the Golden Gophers. We're at a minute 17 left in the first half. You see the score, 24-8. Hueytown with the lead.
All right, he's going to go from Wildcat quarterback now to inside the slot.
Flip the screen out here. Catch is going to be made, stripped away and taken out of there. That is a tremendous play that time by Jabe Hildreth.
It sure is. What a heads-up play. And I tell you what, if that had happened a hair quicker, he'd still be running. He knocks that thing loose and
just watch him get the hand in here and just swipe it away. Good rip.
Once that thing pops right up, and if it hadn't been for a really heads-up tackle, couldn't see the number right up right there, he would still be running.
Great play by the Husky defense and that young man there. As Hildreth able to pull that football away. And like I said, just bounce right up to him. So Helena's got a minute 6 left. Stamba rolls out and he just got tons of pressure, just having to throw it away. That's something that he has had a ton of here in the second period, and that is pressure right up the middle.
Well, yeah, what they've done is they've loaded the middle and brought a guy off the edge as well, and that's just more than you can block. You know, it's pretty simple math. If you got 3 blockers and I got 4 rushers, somebody's going to come clean, and that's been very effective for Hueytown.
Second down and 10 for the Huskies.
Second down and 10 for Helena.
Stamba this time going to give it off. That's to Johnson. He's hit, spun down. Get out. About 5 yards. Going to bring up a third down now.
Short gain on the play.
This Husky offense.
Third down and 7 for the Huskies.
Third and looks like about 5.5 to 6. Looking at 35 seconds left on the clock there.
You know,
just going to continue to let it roll. Yeah,
they might run this thing all the way down. You know, the thing you don't want to do is throw a pass out being complete and give Hueytown time to mount another drive.
Stamba will drop back, set up the screen. It's tipped once and almost picked off. It was a great play in there by Ian Bridges. He snuffed that one out.
Yeah, he saw that all the way. You know, one of the things you want those defensive linemen to do when that pass rush is too easy, you want to smell that thing out. Watch him, he breaks down, retraces, gets that big paw up, and thought for a minute someone's going to pick it off.
Boy, he was able to show a lot of athleticism there when you're talking about a guy 6'2", 245.
Now, remember we talked about it looked like that last punt was blockable. We'll see if Hueytown goes after this one. It looks like they're loading up the left side. The time before it looked like the right side, the defense's right side is what was most vulnerable.
Maloney's just going to have to try to get it out of there as quick as he can. We got a flag. Movement on the interior, and it's going to be delay of game against Helena. That's going to move it back 5.
Delay of game on the offense.
I think, Coach, if you're in this situation, it's just all out block. I mean, you know, you're not setting up the return. You just got to do everything you can, try to get a hand on it here. Everything's got to be perfect when you talk about a sophomore snapping it back there, and he's going to do the rugby style punt and get it out of there.
And no rush, really. They held up the blockers, and it looks like they're going to let it run out, and we'll go to halftime here. It's like we're going to have one. Nope, that's it.
Officials stop it, or are they going to let it go? As they discuss it, looks like they are going to give them maybe 2 seconds left. Or 1 or 2 seconds. They're going to put it on the clock and let Hueytown have one more play.
Well, I bet you Helena's safety will be lined up somewhere around Columbiana. I mean, they won't let anybody behind them if at all possible.
I think he just takes a knee here. I don't think you. I don't know though. You got some real weapons on the outside if you want to try to get a.
And you know you could always just give it to
Roydell Williams and see what happens.
See what happens.
That's right.
So lots of options.
That's the thing about Hueytown. You see in the first half, they have plenty.
You betcha.
First down here. They'll take it. Dropping back is Young. Steps up. He is going to throw it. Catch is going to be made. And gets into Helena territory, but brought down there. Mays unable to get away, and that's going to be the final play of the first half. 24-8. Hueytown will take the lead into the locker room. Boydell Williams doing his share. It's a fun night right here on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM. Hueytown with a 24-8 lead over the Helena Huskies. Time to check out that Helena marching band. Live look in, Hoax Bluff and Southside, and a rivalry that has gone on for years and years. And Hoax Bluff with a big touchdown run right there, and they lead 7-0 here early. And again, the quarterback hands it off and a good run on the right side, having their way with Southside. They're 14-0 at the halftime break. Back with more.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
To go through practice and to go through everything that we went through with these guys, and to be able to come out on top and to have a victory after everything these guys have been through over the summer, it was awesome for them. It was awesome for me because just to see them win, it's all about the kids, man. They've worked their tail off. They're great kids, and just to see their hard work pay off Friday night was awesome for me.
The White Plains football team enjoyed the spoils of their first win of the season last Friday night. The Wildcats earned our KFC Pigskin Roundup Team of the Week honor after demolishing Vincent 42-12. With that win and with the KFC Team of the Week honor, the team enjoyed the chicken provided by our friends over at KFC, as well as the Team of the Week t-shirts. All the guys say it was a big honor, reflecting back to the win last Friday night.
It felt good. We put in a lot of work since Coach Tyrese got here. We practiced hard every day, and to kind of get rewarded for it felt good.
It's an honor to get something like that, you know. All work paid off.
The chicken's great. I'm a fat boy. I love chicken. So I think we got a lot of kids that were excited. I think they even broke it down on KFC today after practice. So we were excited to get the chicken. We appreciate y'all doing that for us.
Up next is Ohatchee, one of the top 5 teams in Class 2A football. The Indians went 11-1 last year, losing to eventual state champion Fife, and 31-6 of the last 3 seasons under head coach Scott Martin.
Ohatchee, great opponent. Coach Martin's a great coach. They got a great team. They've been to the quarterfinals last year, and expect them to make a big run again this year. Just an awesome experience for us to be able to match up with somebody like that this early in the year, see where we're at, kind of have a measuring stick, and we're excited about the challenge. We know that they're good, but we also believe in what we do and what we got put in, and we believe in our offense and our defense and our special teams, and we believe our guys are going to come out and play Friday night.
That game is one of several that we will have highlights of coming up tomorrow night on the Pigskin Roundup. It's Week 1 edition, Episode 2 of our high school football flagship show. All the scores of all of our local games here in the East Alabama community. We'll have area highlights, including our game of the week. A couple of Calhoun County rivals getting together in Jacksonville. Alexandria at number 5, Jacksonville. We'll also have highlights from Hoax Bluff, Oxford, Lincoln, Gaston, Spring Garden, the aforementioned White Plains Ohatchee game, and more. Ohatchee Our Hooks Bluff head coach Mike Robertson and Sacs head coach Jonathan Miller will both join us in studio. And be sure to connect with us on social media, both on Facebook and on Twitter. Also remember, you can watch the show live on TV24.tv. Meanwhile, also have some high school football right here for you live on TV24. Coming up tonight, Helena and number 5 Hueytown are hooking up. And then tomorrow, a pair of Talladega County rivals will be on the field together. Munford at Talladega. Both games will kick off at 7 o'clock in conjunction with our friends at WOTM. Let's go to college football. Alabama still recovering after the loss of Dylan Moses earlier this week. Meanwhile, on the offensive side, head coach Nick Saban says they want to see a balanced attack. Of course, they have guys like Jerry Jeudy and Tua Tagovailoa back in the fold this year, but they do want to have a balanced mix as they head into the season opener against Duke.
When you have the kind of skill guys that we have and the capabilities that we have with the quarterback, I think we need to make explosive plays. I think it's going to be important for our offense. I think it's going to be important for our team. I think it's important for us to have balance on offense as well. And hopefully, I've been, fairly well pleased with the offensive line and their development. We'll be able to get that balance. But, the challenge in this particular game is this team does a lot of moving and stunting up front. We're going to need to get a hat on a hat and have great communication and play together as a unit, run or pass.
And before we go, yesterday the high school football rankings are out. Today, after the first week of action, the volleyball rankings are out, provided by AL.com. There are 10 local teams, just like with football, 10 local East Alabama area teams that are in the polls this week. Alexandria ranks number 10 in Class 5A. Jacksonville, number 2 in 4A. A pair of 3A teams are in the top 10. Weaver at number 9 and Pleasant Valley at number 8. A trio of teams in Class 2A are ranked. Cedar Bluff at number 2, Sandrock is 6th, and Westbrook Christian is number 9. Meanwhile, in Class 3 and 1A, Donahoe number 3, Spring Garden right there behind them at number 4, and Faith Christian coming in the polls at number 10. That is it for sports. Chris's Breakfast Forecast is next.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Halftime, 24-8. Hueytown leading over Helena in the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. Right here on WOTM, Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes as we take a look at the first half. And the big key to me has been the turnovers, and that has really reared its ugly head when you talk about Helena.
Yeah, for sure. The safety, the fumble on the blitz at midfield when Helena was driving. Those were 2 huge plays, and then the muff punt that set up a third score right there. The other thing that's really stood out to me is the versatility of the Hueytown attack. Of course, they have one of the best running backs in the country, but he is not the whole show.
That's the thing that really stands out to me, too, as well, because there are so many weapons offensively. On the outside, they got a great young quarterback. He gets the football out there to the playmakers. They're able to make people miss. When you look at these first half highlights, first thing you see is Young throw the slant, but the defense for Helena right there, an excellent play to get the turnover. But then deep in your own territory, you take the handoff, you cannot retreat, and that's exactly what Johnson did.
Yeah, he tries to bounce it outside, just nowhere to go, and great speed by the Hueytown defense. And the result is 2-0. It also sets up Hueytown in great field position, and they're going to answer.
Roydell Williams takes the swing pass and takes it deeper into Helena territory, and then from the Wildcat, he'll go left side behind some excellent blocking. That's something we've seen as well. The blocking on the interior, especially when those guards pull, they are really clearing the way, and you see it right there. They just paved the way.
You really don't see a weakness in this offense. Big, strong offensive line, skill and speed all up and down the line of scrimmage. But Helena's going to try to answer. But here's the second big costly turnover. Helena's driving, try to throw a screen pass, great pressure, and of course, guess who's going to take it in again? That Wildcat. It's almost not fair, and just great execution. But Helena will answer. A couple of nice counter plays right here. Good, tough running right there by Marquise Johnson to get Helena on the board, and it seemed to give the Huskies a shot in the arm, but.
The great two-point conversion. And you get right here, you cut the lead in half, 16-8 as Ruiz makes the catch there. And then the big play, though. I think you've got a 3-and-out, you got a great stop, and then the muff punt right here. Hueytown's coverage team all over it. They get the football back, and they know what to do with it. And again, going deep, and a great catch right there into the end zone for the Golden Gophers.
Doesn't take them long to take advantage of it. Come back again. Good, tough running right there by Roydell Williams. Nope. Antonio Mason that time. Good, tough running right there. And, as we said, the turnovers have been huge in this game. Still just a 2-score game, so we've got a lot of football left to play.
Helena has got to take care of the football. That's the biggest key coming here in the second half. They're able to put a few drives together and get some positive plays, but it just seems like those turnovers jump up and get them, and Hueytown knows exactly how to take advantage of that.
There's no question about it. And I think if I'm Coach Busby right now, I think I'm saying to my team, look, we've shown we can play with these guys, but we simply cannot shoot ourselves in the foot and give them these easy setups by turning the ball over or, getting a safety right there. So, as we said, long way to go in this one. Exciting football game. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
It has really been a lot of fun, and we've got a great schedule all season long right here on the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations. And next week, a good game, Jackson, Olin, and Minor. That should be a great football game next Thursday night.
Yeah, they really will be. Jackson Olin, the defending region champion. Minor always has a great football team, great tradition there. It'll be another good one. We've got a really nice schedule.
We started the game, we started talking about the keys to this ball game. What are your keys to the second half, especially for that Helena team? And I know we mentioned taking care of the football, but defensively, they were very physical in the first period. Second period, not so much.
Yeah. Well, I really think the things we talked about at the beginning of the game are still really important. I mean, Helena their running game has been kind of feast or famine. They started running a little more counter stuff, and they opened some things up. But I still say the most important part of this game for them is what they do on first down. As long as they have long yardage on first down, they're going to have a hard time moving the football the way that they want to. For Hueytown offensively, I think they just want to keep on keeping on. Very difficult to defend them. But the key to this game, again, is Helena first down yardage.
Got to take care of first down. That's the Heritage Freight keys to the game and keys to the second half as we continue our coverage of the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Hueytown up 24-8 over the Helena Huskies here at halftime. Again, the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM. Tommy Wood, Coach Rick Rhodes here on this Thursday evening. Plenty of action as it's really the first full weekend of high school, and we're going to check a look at one of the other games going on tonight. It's again Hoax Bluff. The quarterback able to find his way into the end zone and again take a 21-0 lead. Hoax Bluff leading over Southside, and that rivalry goes on and on for years and years. And right now the Eagles up 21-0 over Southside Gadsden. You see Helena coming back out. They've got to find a way. They get the football coach to open up the second half if they can put together a drive and cut that lead back down again. And the ebb and flow of this first half, we've seen a couple of times where you felt like that Hueytown really had the momentum. Helena then able to put together some plays. They get the momentum back. Right now, I think Helena has got to come out in the third period and really establish themselves in that first drive. Yeah, no question about it. And, of course, one of the things that, one of those coaches' axioms is, the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of each half are the most important parts of the game. And that's certainly true in this situation. Helena, if they can get on the board and get back down to a one-score game, why, it's anybody's money coming down the home stretch. So it's what makes it fun, and they got a great challenge, but they certainly had their moments where they looked like they could get back in this game and make it as tight as it could possibly be. You look at that Hueytown. Check that the Helena offense. Chris Miller at H-back, he has been a weapon out there catching a couple of passes. They've targeted him a couple times. I think that if they can get him matched up with a linebacker, he can make some things happen. And Stamba, when he has time, delivers a good football. Yeah, and I'll tell you, Riley Marks has shown really good hands. The non-catch on the sideline, the one-handed grab
Hot under the collar
was really spectacular. But it all gets back to one thing, I really think, Tommy, the ability to run the football and stay out of long yardage situations. For that gentleman, as we look at Coach Patterson on the other sideline, for him, I think they just want to, control the ball defensively, not give anything cheap, get the ball back to their offense. I think he's very confident they can score on anybody, and he's probably got good reason to be. They got a lot of weapons. Just 1 week ago, when you talk about Helena and the running game, they ran for 267 yards in that ball game, and really against a good McAdory team. They won 38-14. They were able to get off really some first down plays were really set the tone for that game. Tonight, that's not been able to happen except for that one impressive drive. Yeah, I don't know that we haven't seen a drive chart, but I think, I mean, it's first and 10, second and 11, third and 8. I mean, we've seen those all night long, and their offense just is not built. Well, no offense is built to be successful that way, and they'll certainly try to change that this half. So they'll get the football, as we said, to open up the second half, and that has been really the Achilles heel of this Hueytown team has been the kickoffs. And we'll see Ivory kick it off here and see if he can get one down the middle of the field. As we said, when he does kick it down the middle, it's not really a lot of hang time. So Helena with a chance to get some good field position if they can field it cleanly. Again, a low kick and going to be taken. And down it at the 38-yard line, and that is going to be Chris Miller who will take a knee right there. So first down and 10 for this Helena offense. They'll come back out trailing 24-8 to open up the second half. I'm not sure with Miller that was great hands or just self-defense. That ball was on him in a hurry. Didn't have much choice there in that situation. Good look at Stamba there.
Pretty solid guy right there. He's a guy that can run with authority and throws a nice ball too.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. They'll go back to Marquise Johnson up the middle, and he is hit once, twice, and then fights his way forward for about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. But it has been tough sledding for Johnson tonight. He had 160 yards and a couple of touchdowns last week. But tonight, with the exception, as we said, of that one drive where the offensive line really able to get a push, he's had some tough runs and able to escape in the backfield. Stamba looking down the middle he goes. If that is a catch, that is a great catch. They're going to say incomplete.
Oh, I don't know about that one now.
William Griffith looks like he goes down and catches it right off the grass.
I really thought those hands were under it. Nope.
He did.
Good call.
He did hit the ground. Very well called.
I need to apologize again. That's twice I've gotten. But I was right on the one on the sideline over there.
You were right on
that foot was in. But
I know one thing, that was a great sales job.
It was. It was.
It came up just like he had pulled that in.
And a nice
big
call.
3rd down and 8. We talked about it. The 3rd and long situations for Helena. Stamba goes to the flats, too tall, incomplete. They want a flag. They get a flag.
They're going to get one.
Little delayed pass interference call going to be from the side judge there. That's going to be a Husky 1st down.
They just went to the turn-in route to the single receiver side, and a collision before the ball got there, and that's a no-no.
Look right here.
If you look at the top of your screen,
and had a hand in the back, and I believe that's going to be the call.
Yeah, those officials, they're going to watch for that hand wrapping around the waist or pushing in the backside, and that time the left hand was clearly on the receiver's back, and good call.
So Huskies move it into Hueytown territory at about the 45-yard line. 2 split outs to the top, 1 to the bottom. Marquise Johnson.
Boy, just not much room. You know, they tried to run that counter they had with some success with in the first half. Tried to run it there and tried to run it in the first series right there, but Hueytown doing a much better job of running that play down from behind than they did in the first half.
They're just getting such penetration right up the gut there, and there's really just nowhere for Johnson to go. And when you have to dodge a defender as soon as you take the handoff, it's kind of tough to get going north and south.
And there you see that 2nd and 9 again, which we talked about at halftime.
We'll go back to Johnson, and same result. He's going to be thrown back, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 9. Jawing back and forth there.
Well, if you look right here, you're going to see, that's called a purple wall, folks. I mean, that is solid purple right there, and there's just nowhere to go. Just really great defense.
3rd down and 9. Stamba with the shotgun. Got Johnson back there with him. He'll step back, 4-man rush. In trouble, spins away, steps to the right, now throws it, and the catch will be made at about the 29-yard line. That was a tremendous catch right there, and that is by Tony Ruiz. We've seen him a couple of times really lay out for the football, and that's a great catch.
Yeah, this is the old scramble drill. One of the things you teach receivers as your quarterback rolls to you, you want to try to get to the sideline and come back for the ball, and that's exactly what Ruiz does, and really great concentration, goes down to the ball and picks up another big 1st down.
Huskies have been behind the chains a couple of times on this drive and have come away with 1st downs. And now have it just inside the 30-yard line. They'll go back to Johnson. Johnson at the line of scrimmage. And there is just nowhere to run that football. That is a tough play by Emmanuel Hayes. He's right there to meet him. And you see him kind of throw the arms up as if to say there's nowhere to go. And Johnson is right. You see, gets right to the line. There's one hand left. There's a guy in the middle. And there's a guy on the right. There's just, they surround him before he can do anything.
Well, Hueytown is doing a great job of reading the pullers and spilling it on the front side and pursuing it from the back side. And the result is there's an awful lot of purple jerseys right in the middle of the Helena offensive formation.
2nd down and 11. Stamba looking, rolls out right, just going to throw it down there for grabs, and lucky to get a 3rd down out of that because just threw it up, and luckily it was not pulled in by a Hueytown defender for Stamba because he just kind of just flailed that one out of the air.
yeah, this is just really kind of a wing and a prayer right here. They really know where to go with the ball. And this brings up the third and long situation. And let's see if Helena can pull a rabbit out of the hat, three series in a row.
Got the penalty the first time, the second the scramble drill. Here comes the third, and again I will say Huskies are in 2-down territory, so they'll go up the middle. Tough running for Johnson there. This time it is Jones, I should say, Brody Jones on the carry.
Yeah, got in that 3-by-1 set on in third and long. Got an extra linebacker out of that box and then right at the Hueytown defense. A little bit softer in there than it's been. Good job up front by the Helena offensive line. And again, as you said, in 4th-down territory, it brings up this 4th and 3. And man, what a big play this is.
3 wideouts come to the near side. Stamba back there with Jones. Stamba's going to keep it right side. He's hit, spins. He's not going to get there. There's just nowhere to run when he goes to the outside. There were 4 defenders standing there, and that will turn it over on downs. And Hueytown turns the Huskies away again.
I really thought that Helena may have something there. You know, again, when your quarterback is the runner, that gives you an extra blocker. The 3-by-1 set had gotten an extra defender out of the way. I thought they had numbers back to that side, but the Hueytown defense does a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, gets over the top. As you can see, those white shirts knocked back and just really know where to go. And a great stand there by the Hueytown defense.
So they'll turn the Huskies away and take over 1st down and 10. And first give goes to Roydell Jones, and he'll try the left side. Check that. That is not Roydell Jones. That, once again, is Antonio Mason. We've seen a steady dose of Mason tonight, and he has really carried the football well.
And this time you have Williams blocking for Mason, and Mason shows he can carry the mail a little bit too. Just a nice game on the little scissors play in the backfield.
He picks up a 1st down. This time the give is to Williams. He cuts it back right into the teeth of that Husky defense. He'll pick up a couple.
Pretty good defensive effort that time. Get off those blocks and hold that to a marginal gain.
Linebackers really filled the gaps that time, and there was no cutback lane for Williams. So he tried to cut against the grain, and they really filled well, and they'll stop him for a gain of about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 now. Goes back to the air, and a slant catch is going to be made. Sliding catch. Well, close to 1st down yardage, but I'm going to tell you, that's Jordan Ivory. We've seen a couple of great catches by that young man tonight as well.
Another impressive offensive weapon. And, you know, Helena had 7 in the box that time, brought 6, and when you do that, there's just no flat defender out there. It's going to be man coverage or a very soft zone, and Hueytown took advantage of it.
Set up a 3rd down and 3. Hueytown bobbles it, and it's on the turf and kicks right back, and Young's going to get down on it. That time, as we said in the first half, there are plays where you see that he's a sophomore. He did not field it cleanly from the snap. Tried to give it off to Williams nonetheless. And you see right here, he didn't have it, and then Williams tries to get it. It's kicked by a defender and goes right back to Young.
I'm not sure that young man could have done a whole lot about that one. That ball was outside by a foot.
A little different than what I thought. Yeah, 4th and 9 here.
I thought exactly the same thing, but it was.
So Hueytown's got to punt it away. Get away from it. It takes a Helena bounce, and they will down it at the 49-yard line. But Helena starts this drive, Coach, in the Hueytown territory, so a big break for the Huskies, and I'll tell you, the bounce on that helped them out by about 10 yards.
Yeah, that was a sure enough Helena bounce, and Coach Patterson probably has a word or two for his coverage unit that we could have been a little more attentive to that ball and killed that thing dead about 10 yards before we did.
On 1st down and 10, I believe we are going to take the heat timeout here, 24-8, Hueytown with the lead. Hey, why don't we take a heat timeout as well? Again, 6:04 left here in the 3rd. Hueytown up by 16. This is the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships, live from Jordan-Hare.
Helena back to action, going to flip it out there. The catch is made by Ruiz, and he's going to go into the end zone. That time he got behind that Hueytown defense and cuts the lead on a huge touchdown pass from Stamba to Ruiz.
And life just got a lot more interesting for everybody.
24-14 lead. You look, Stamba looks around, and somehow it looks like Ruiz is the first one out to practice.
Well, I think it's a little double move, and I don't know whether it was a screen and go, but it was a something and go in the corner bit like a hungry bass, and the result is a wide open receiver, and boy, did this game change in a hurry.
24-14, unbalanced line to the right side. Stamba steps back, going to flip it up, and cannot connect. Tried to hit Chris Miller in the back of the end zone, so 24-14. The lead is 10 for Hueytown.
Well, you can see the reason for that. You know, if you go for 2, you could cut it to a 1-score game. Let's take a look at the touchdown again.
What's the move out there? He settles in, just a wheel route.
Yeah, wheel route by the inside receiver, number 16, Ruiz. The corner bites on the inside move by the number 1 receiver, and nobody runs with the wheel. And the result is an easy score. Very well designed play. Pretty well designed play here, but very well defended by Hueytown.
Set the unbalanced line up to the right side, and everybody's thinking run all the way, and they try to go back to the pretty much a tackle eligible over here on the near side.
But Hueytown would have none of it. Very well defended.
Lead is now 10, 5:54 left in the third period. Hueytown, you look at that Helena defense, they have made some stops. If they can get a big stop here in this in this drive and somehow go down and add some points, well, we've got us a barn burner headed up in the fourth period.
I think it still gets back to Helena's ability to run the football and throw the ball when they want to, not when they have to.
But Ivory's going to take it to the 25-yard line. 30, tried to cut it inside. He'll be tracked down as he gets across the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. First down and 10. And we'll take a look at that Hueytown offense. You see Ivory right here. Looks like he's got a lot of green grass. Gets behind Williams. But a great pursuit out there, able to track him down. And now first down and 10 for the Golden Gophers.
Bustamento's able to slow him down a little bit, and it looks like Scotty Hines goes in and cleans it up. And well, it's a little more heat in the kitchen for that young man right there. Good-looking young sophomore quarterback. There's
I'll tell you what, you're talking about a bright future. I mean, he's got all the tools, you can tell already. Of course, Hueytown, the home of Heisman Trophy winner Jameis Winston. Numbers retired at Hueytown. Guy carrying the football right there has been a tough runner here in the second half. Antonio Mason. He is a north-south runner. He's not a lot of dips and dances. He's going to go right at you. And
what you see
is
what you get. He likes to sting him a little bit.
Picked up 3 on that carry. We roll to 5:15 here in this third. Young rolls out this time. Going to looks deep, throws it too far. Tried to hit Ivory down the seam there. Good coverage by Helena. Sets up a big 3rd and 7.
Yeah, a little bootleg action right there. And that may have been a crossing route that he tried to hit deep over the middle. Just wasn't able to. I think you see it coming from left to excuse me, that is a corner route by the receiver on the right side, not the crossing route. And tough route to throw on the run. And that time just let him a little bit too much.
Big third down play for both sides right here. Love to get that football back.
Huge play.
Try to cut into that lead even more. Throw it deep and good coverage, incomplete. That was outstanding coverage right there. Ladarius Rice, who is 6'2" on the coverage, able to go up and knock that football away. And they're going to stop Hueytown, and they'll have to punt the football away.
Yeah, Rice has been picked on a little bit right there, but nice job right there. You can see some great coverage, nice response back to the ball. Little hand play right there, but boy, that 3 and out was exactly what the doctor ordered. You wonder maybe if Hueytown has a little trickeration up their sleeve right here.
Feeling the momentum kind of slipping away here. Little snap and get it out of there. Fielding it is Ruiz at about the 47, at about the 48-yard line. So first down and 10. And you look at this Helena offense, they've got great field position. They've got the momentum right now. And let's see what Stamba can do right here on this drive and see if they can cut into that lead, which is at 10, 24-14.
You know, you're almost in 4-down territory right now. And again, let's see what this first down manufactures is just so critical.
Johnson in the backfield with Stamba. They bobble the snap. They do get it to Johnson. How many times have we seen that? It's just, he gets there and he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. And this offensive line had a great night last week, but they are just getting no push against this Hueytown defensive front.
They really aren't. I mean, again, that's the counter lead pull H-back lead through that they hit for some yardage at the end of this first half, but no go this half. Just unable to handle that big Hueytown front, and same action again. Folks, I'd like to give you some real fancy answers to this, but what's happening is the guys in purple are whipping the guys in white up front. And I mean, they're getting off blocks, and they are just winning the battle up front just about every time.
There is just nowhere for Johnson to go. As soon as he takes a snap, he's right there looking in the chest. Big number 98. That's Michael Hines.
Yeah, Michael Hines, big senior defensive lineman. 5'11", 290. He makes every bit of that. And here's another 3rd and 11.
Stamba back, got pressure, steps up, he's in trouble. Tries to break away, and he is belted. And then the rest of the Golden Gophers get there, and they'll drop him. So 3 and out on the other side that time. The Golden Gopher defense steps up and makes a stop.
Yeah, when you're forced into situations where you got to throw when you have to, and with the pressure that Hueytown can put on, and you can see there's Williams on the rush from the defensive side, and force that quarterback up into that pocket, and then punish him as well, because he took some shots on that, and there's going to be some frustration.
Clock rolling under 3 minutes here in the third. They had good field position. Maloney gets it out of there, had some pressure that time. Catch is going to be made. And once again, that's Mason. They'll bring him down right there. So here comes that Hueytown offense. The lead is 10, 24-14. Both teams 3 and out on their last offensive possession, so the defenses are starting to step it up a little bit.
They are, and you know, the thing that we got to keep in mind, this is still just a 2-score game. And we still have plenty of time, left to play. So, from a Helena standpoint, they want to just keep their poise and be patient, stay in this game. And Hueytown wants to get a drive going again. They want to stretch this lead.
Mason gets the call. They'll find a gap across the 20 and out to about the 23. And he just really punishes the defender. I mean, it's one of those, like you said earlier, just falls forward every time. Now he is still down right there. I don't know if he got landed on. He did flip the football up when he hit the turf. Yeah, he seems to be shaking up right there. They're going to have to check him out.
He's looking at that left leg, knee or an ankle. I don't know.
They will.
Don't like to see this.
Like I said, frustration. As soon as he hits the ground, you look And someone could have landed on his foot there, and as soon as he does, he flips the ball in the air in frustration. So you could tell he was in pain just as soon as he landed there.
You know, you didn't see a debilitating movement, you know, with the knee bent at an awkward angle, and hopefully it's not going to be too serious. Want to keep everybody well.
Going to hobble off, and we'll check him out over here on the side, but he's had a great game tonight. He is another one of those great weapons for Hueytown. Second down here. He'll give it off, and sliding down in the backfield. That's going to be Williams that time.
Now, when Mason came out, number 13 Porter Fikes came in. He was a true wide receiver. So the complexion of this offense changes a good bit. He went away from the H-back concept to a true three wide-out attack, and obviously you don't have that extra blocker inside.
Third down and 3 right here. That's Williams on the carry, goes to the left side, and he will fight his way across the 25. That should be good for a Golden Gopher first down. You know, one thing about Williams, yes, he can break that 70-yard run and go off and leave folks, but when you need 2 or 3, that's a pretty good bet.
I tell you what, now, I mean, he's just about money in the bank for that. That time they brought in Big Michael Hines, the big defensive lineman, to play the H-back.
Oh, dangerous pass, and cannot hang on.
Yeah.
That time he threw it right in the hands of Zach Goodwin, who could not hold on to the football for Hueytown, and that's a gimme interception, and he just didn't pull it in. Look at this.
Yeah, well, that ball's thrown too late. I tell you, here's the danger. When you throw that slant too late, you can't see the coverage that's coming inside out. You know, your eyes as the quarterback are coming from the outside in, so anything that's to your inside, you can't follow. And I would dare say he probably didn't even see that defensive back.
We'll go back to Williams up the middle. He'll pick up a couple. He's going to set up a 3rd down and 8. Big play right here for both sides again if that Helena defense can step up. As we are nearing the final minute of the 3rd period.
You know, I'm a little bit surprised that Hueytown hasn't gone back to the edge receivers, to those deep fly routes. They had pretty good success with them. And looks like they've got a good matchup here at the bottom of the screen, but we'll see.
Right outs in the ball game. Young steps back, got pressure, steps up. He's going to be brought down. The Helena defense up to make the stop that time. Cole Pugh leads the way. Now, Hueytown's going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, this is a coverage sack. Just really nowhere to go with the football right here. And as Young tries to step up, nice job of retracing by the Helena front. And as you said, Tommy Cole Pugh, the first man on the hit.
So the Hueytown offense unable to really get anything going here in the 3rd period. Helena had a big play to make it 24-14. Now they'll punt. This time the roll favors Hueytown, and it's going to roll dead to the 31-yard line.
The football gods, you never know how it's going to roll.
You know, the last time the punt went backwards for about 10 yards and really benefited Helena. This time Hueytown gets the benefit.
What's the definition of football? Ball ain't round and it takes funny bounces?
That's exactly right. It is not round, and it will take those. Down the last play of the 3rd period, 10-point lead for Hueytown. See what Helena can dial up here on offense. First down has been kind of tough all night. They'll run the, looks like it's going to be the double pass. Instead, he's going to tuck it under and run and get some positive yardage out on the boundary. That's Riley Marks, able to make a move and pick up about 4 yards. So it's going to set up a 2nd down and 6 when we come back with 4th quarter action. 10-point lead for Hueytown as we head to the 4th. This is the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships live from Jordan-Hare.
12 minutes of football left in regulation. A 10-point lead for Hueytown as they lead Helena 24-14.
Good crowd tonight.
Thursday night action, man. A lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got the colors on. And, I say Alabama high school football is pretty special.
It really is. It's fun to watch it. Whether it's a Thursday night or a Friday night, you get those stands packed. And it's a lot of fun.
If I could do whatever I wanted to on a Friday night during playoff season, I would go to a 1A, 2A, 3. I'd find a city cafe. I'd eat there and go to the playoff game.
They're hard to beat.
It's pretty special. And these bigger schools are pretty good too. I don't want to sell them short.
2nd down and 7. See if the Husky offense can get going. Not a lot of running room that time. They try to just make something happen up the middle, and Stamba nowhere to go. Sets up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, try to run the quarterback keep off the speed sweep action up inside. And as you said, just nothing. The Helena offense that's been successful tonight, with the exception of those 2 counterplays they run, has been trickeration. As we've got a Hueytown player down. It's one of those interior linemen, I think.
Yeah. Not sure where he got tied up in the pile there, and they're trying to help him to his feet, and he's going to make his way off.
I tell you, Hueytown's like my college coach. He said, boys, if you're down and I have to come out and get you, you better not be breathing.
Yeah.
So
they're going to take him out.
They get him up and they get him off.
That one injured player is Jonathan Files, the junior.
Yep.
So he will check out. So you wonder, Coach, 3rd down for Helena tonight. It seems like every time it's 3rd and 7 or more.
Yeah. And
rarely have they had a 3rd and short.
No, and you're going to get an interference maybe every once in a while. Maybe you can scramble for something, but you're not going to be successful in the long haul right there. I mean, you need to be able to manage the chains, or you better have some stuff in your arsenal that, again, is trickeration that's going to get you some big plays. And that stuff right there is just not going to be successful.
You roll out and throw it late down the middle, and you're dancing with fire right there. And luckily that one finds it, but again, that's going to set up 4th down. You look at Stamba roll out here, and he's got pressure, and they are right on him.
He gets popped pretty good at the end too. I always thought that the most interesting statistics in football from an offensive standpoint were how many passes you completed when you threw because you had to, instead of because you wanted to, and what your completion percentage was on the number of passes that were called, not thrown. And that may be.
That's going to be a rough one.
That may be a rough one.
Ivory picks it up. They're going to roll back. There's another flag on the return. Ivory comes to the near side. They'll push him out of bounds. Good coverage that time, but I do believe that this is going to be a penalty flag in favor of the Huskies. Maloney punted the football away, and he was hit. But then I believe at the other end, at the end of the punt, I believe this one could also be Hueytown with a block in the back. Let's see, get the indication here.
So that would be offsetting.
So we've got personal foul, roughing the kicker against Hueytown, and blocking the back against Hueytown. Yeah, both against Hueytown.
Yeah,
right.
I'm sorry. Yep.
Right. So you see right here, he bobbled it very quickly, got it out of there, and they're just going for the block and just cut the legs out from under. And then on the other end, you see right there, they see the block.
Yep.
So Helena will keep the football.
Well, if you were doing a clinic tape on what roughing the kicker was, that would be a good one.
And blocking the back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, they're both textbook.
Good, yeah, pretty good clinics on both ends that time. So 1st down and 10 now for Helena. Offense back on the field.
Now, they've been pretty opportunistic now when they've gotten breaks like this. Let's see if they can, not a driver, get a big play right here. Don't forget that wheel route now. It was very, very successful for them.
Stamba back there with Johnson. He'll try Johnson left side, tries to bounce it out this time. He will turn the corner and will get positive yardage. He'll pick up about 5, it looks like. Brings up a 2nd down and 5. That time, I think the play was designed to go in the middle. There's nothing there. He bounces it out and able to get to the corner.
And shows some good speed on that edge right there. A little bit similar to the play he tried to bounce out down on the goal line that the safety resulted in, but the difference is there was no edge defender for Hueytown on that play, gave him a soft edge.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Huskies. Back to Johnson, back to the middle. He bounces out of nowhere. The coverage is there. They're able to chase him down on the corner. He may have gotten a yard, maybe 2, but that time looked momentarily like he was going to be all alone as he bounced out.
I'm not really sure how he spit out of there. It looked like he ran right into a stone wall. We're going to look from right here.
He's in there and then bounces out.
Well, you see a lot of people, but not many arms. And so he's able to bounce back out, but runs right into a whole horde of purple jerseys.
How many times have we seen a player bounce outside and nobody be out there? But again, Hueytown very alertly able to bring him down. So it sets up a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and short this time for the Huskies, and going to stop it with a timeout before they can snap this one. Helena says, hey, let's talk about this a little bit. They'll make their way over to Coach Richie Busby, and they'll try to get things sorted out. A very big play here for this Husky offense.
Yeah, it really is. Maybe the most important play of the game is that, it's the first shot we've had of Coach Busby. Ultra successful at Fultondale, 40-17, and it was 11-1 in 2017. And as I said, his Helena team really started to grow the second half of last season, and I think they're very excited about their future under this gentleman. But more importantly, right now, they have a drive that they want to see culminate in points.
I mean, you're down 10. You got 9:33 left in the ball game, and you feel like you need some points out of this one way or the other.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very important point. You want to be patient now. The time that you're going to have to, scramble for time and yardage is where you can cut it to 1 score. And what you have to make sure is that you take your time and get it to 1 score.
Logan Maloney, the kicker, and then, they would take 3. They just need to get it to 1 score one way or the other, and this play right here will set the tone. In 3rd and 3, good field position. I think, obviously, you're in 2-down territory if you can try to find a way to keep the drive alive here.
I always carried an option capacity with me when I coach, just because of games like this where you have a tough time moving the ball because of the other team's front.
They'll flip it out. Nothing there. The catch is made. That's Ruiz again with the catch, but not able to get away. And it's going to bring up a 4th down.
You'd almost be tempted to go for it right here. This is going to be that. You see Ruiz crossing behind the line of scrimmage. They try to come off the fake and flip it to him. Try to sneak him out of the backfield unattended, but just absolutely heads-up play right there. It might have been Mikhail Trice, the junior linebacker, that made the hit.
4th and about
and they will go.
2.5. They're running players on late, and they're going to burn another timeout, though. Again, Coach Richie Busby calls a timeout here on 4th down at about 2.5. So 2 timeouts lost in the last 2 plays for Helena, and those could come back big later on in the ballgame.
Yeah, they sure could. If this thing gets really tight, well, that'll be very, very important. Something that we have not seen in a little while is that little 5-yard speed out, clear out with a receiver, or if you're in trips, the 1 and 2 receivers are the outside, kind of half roll and dump it out there to the number 3 receiver. That is very difficult to defend, and something they had some luck with early, but haven't seen it in a while. Wonder if maybe they might go back to that. I think I would try to get Stamba out of the pocket if I could.
Yeah, I think so, because what you're seeing from Hueytown, especially on that 3rd down play, is they're bringing the pressure, and they've got their speed rushers in there at the on the ends, and they are coming. So getting him out of that is going to be this guy right here. I'm going to tell you, is a ball player, and that is Greg Trammell. We've seen him in the backfield a lot on this drive, and I think that you'll see the pressure come from the edges again.
And I'd also like to see if number 6, Roydell Williams, is in there as an edge rusher. Don't see him.
So they're going long snap count there. Stamba rolls out, throws it, catch is going to be made. Ruiz breaks a tackle, now the far sideline. Turns it up the field, and a great throw and catch, and Ruiz makes a big-time play.
Well, that's kind of the play we were talking about. That's, that's some half-roll action right there. Hueytown is going to bring 5-man pressure, and it looks like they're playing man-free in the back end. The corner misses the tackle, and Ruiz is down the sideline. If not for a great pursuit by number 1, Antonio Jackson, he might have taken it in for the score.
Back into the Metro Goals red zone for the Helena Huskies. Again, Metro Goals located in Helena, specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for over 40 years. Stamba gives it off right up the gut. Tough running, but not a lot of room to run there for Jones. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down for the Huskies.
Well, you got a pretty good picture there how tough this has been up front for Helena. At the end of the play, on the 5-yard line going in, you saw 3 white shirts standing up with nobody to block. And that's because the defenders had gotten off the blocks. And got to play lower and come off that football and try to root them out of there from the Helena standpoint.
2nd and goal from the 5. Stamba with the keeper, tries the left side, dives, and did he get in there? Yes, he did. What an effort by Luke Stamba as he goes airborne and gets into the end zone for the Helena touchdown.
Well, this is a nice shot. Now watch Stamba. He's going to ride all the way to his front foot and get that defensive end to bite and show some good speed on the edge and outrun number 7, Greg Trammell, to the sideline. And Stamba, we got us a ball game.
Great effort by Stamba to go airborne and gets the legs chopped out. Does a flip, but he gets into the end zone. 24-20 now, the score.
Pretty important extra point right here.
Snap is good. The kick is up and good. 24-21. 7:52 remaining. Helena cutting into the lead again. Cuts the lead down to 3. What a drive. Look right here at the zone read by Stamba. He rides Jones and then pulls it out at just the right moment. And when he turns the corner, there was no denying this young man to get in the end zone.
Yeah, you notice he gets that read all the way to the front foot to get that defensive end to turn his shoulders, spring steps to the outside, and wins the foot race to the pylon. Really just a well-executed play by that young man right there. And we're going to have one of those finishes here, Tommy.
How about that? 24-21. We got 7:52 left. And Hueytown, several times, Coach, they looked like they were going to pull away.
Yep.
And Helena keeps chipping away, and they've cut it down to 3. And again, the way the defense has been playing, Helena's going to have every opportunity to get the football back the way they've been coming up with stops. But don't forget, Hueytown has tons of weapons. He'll kick it off, and Ivory's going to field at about the 10-yard line. He'll come to the 20-yard line and be chopped down there. So not a lot of running room for Ivory. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Golden Gophers. And the momentum has shifted to Helena.
Again, that's great coverage by that young man right there. That's Peyton Woodall, just a sophomore, who was the first guy down on that kick coverage right there. And this is the biggest series of the game right here.
7:46, and that young man brings him back out there. He's had a great night. Alex Young, he's also made a couple of questionable decisions, I guess you'd say, and thrown into some coverage. That's the first thing that Coach Greg Patterson saying, hey, protect the football. They'll go with a screen on the outside, nothing to do right there, and they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of about a half yard. And Nathan Dunaway, number 51, you saw him right there. That inside linebacker has been around the football every snap of the game.
Yeah, there's really nothing to hold him out here. I mean, the play fake is kind of there, but a great hustle right there. And really, to be honest about it, not much of a block at the point of attack either. And Hueytown is not quite as physical as they were earlier in this football game.
We'll go back to Roydell Williams. He looks for a gap. He finds a gap. He gets in the open field. There goes Williams. 50, 40, 35. Going to cut it back. They try to catch him from behind. They will not do it. And there goes Roydell Williams into the end zone. 67 yards. Check that, 77 yards into the end zone for Hueytown.
Well, folks, you just saw why he is a hard commit to the University of Alabama, a 4-star running back, and why he has 61 touchdowns in his high school career. This is a counter play again. Great cutback against the grain right here. Of course, very strong hits. Now watch this cutback right there against the grain again, and then just outruns the defense into the end zone.
That is what Roydell Williams has done throughout his career at Hueytown. When they need a big play, they get it. Now the 2-point conversion, he'll add that on, so it's 32-21 as he just outruns everybody to the corner. And you had the feeling there when Hueytown had the football, it was Roydell Williams' time because the momentum was kind of falling away and Helena was making the plays. But again, this handoff right here, and he finds a little bit of a gap. Once he gets in the open field, he kind of hits another gear. And nobody's going to catch him as he cuts it back and takes it into the end zone. Tremendous run, Roydell Williams. And then he follows it up and says, hey, I'll go ahead and get those 2 points as well, as he just outruns everybody to the corner. And again, Hueytown takes an 11-point advantage with 7 minutes left.
Like the great ones always do, when you have to have them, they find a way to do just that.
Great run by number 6.
Showed you a little bit of everything in that.
He did. He showed the vision, the power, the speed, and elusiveness. He's had a tremendous career as a Golden Gopher. Now let's see if Helena can find a way to answer. Rice returns the kick. He'll bounce it to the outside, try to make a play of his own, cuts it back, and wow, he is drilled at about the 33-yard line. So we're first down and 10 for Helena, 6:50 remaining. They're going to need to get another one of those drives together, Coach, to just keep hold serve, I guess you'd say.
Well, this is the frustrating thing about it from Helena's standpoint. You just cut it down to a 1-score game, and now you're right back where you were again. And it's the same thing. You've got to be patient and get it back down to a 1-score game.
4 wideouts for Stamba. He'll keep it around the left side. He is hit and spins. He'll gain a couple of yards, maybe 3. 2nd and 7. We've seen him more of a runner in the second half. And especially on those zone reads, trying to find some way to get him to the corner and try to make a play.
Yeah, that time a good job by Lawson Smith. Excuse me, I'm on the wrong team right here. That's number 30 for Helena. Excuse me, for Hueytown, John Cooper, who came from a safety position inside out and made the hit to hold it to a marginal gain.
So again, they go back. Good tough running for first down yardage. That's Johnson. As he found a little bit of a gap there.
That's the first time in a long time. Now, this is just straight zone blocking right here. And you can see those white shirts get some movement this time. They knock those purple shirts back. And we haven't seen much of that tonight. A great gain right there. And, of course, we saw a lot of that last week in their big win, but not so much of that tonight.
So first down and 10. Huskies on the move. They'll go back. This time the guys in purple win the war up front. They'll stop him for no gain. So second down and 10 as we roll under 6 minutes left. And they go with a heat timeout right here. Let's see, and I believe they will stop the clock. 5:52 remaining in the ball game. So they'll take the break. We take the heat timeout with them. This is the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM.
Not under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
32-21 our score, 5:40 remaining. Stamba tries a deep pass on second down, and it is incomplete. Sets up 3rd down and 10. Just trying to look deep, not able to connect. So 3rd and long once again for the Helena Huskies.
And I really think that they're in 4-down territory here. I don't think they can afford to give the ball back to Hueytown. See if they maybe try to get half of it now and half of it on 4th down. Doesn't look like it with a no-back set.
Stamba looks long again, comes to the near side, got a man down there, and a good defensive play. That is going to be by Trammell. He's able to bat the football away. And it's going to set up a 4th down and maybe a flag coming in.
Yeah.
So they did battle for it, and a flag comes in. They may have gotten him with a hold. Trammell able to get a hand on the football, but he also had a hand out here on William Griffith as well.
Yeah, I thought the coverage was pretty good late, but it looked like there was a little impediment there at some point. So such a word as impediment, there is tonight.
There is, that's right. He pushed him once and then again collided for the 2nd time, and the official will drop the yellow hanky, so that's going to be a 1st down for Helena.
And this will put them in, sure enough, 4-down territory now.
So needing points again out of this drive with 5:33 remaining.
And again, they don't want to waste time, but they need to be patient here.
Back to pass. Stamba again, going deep down the middle, and nobody home, and almost picked off. Probably should have been. But instead, it will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
You know, Tommy, there are reasons why guys play defense.
I was thinking the same thing.
Takari Parker, you're going to see him come from the left of your screen. He's over the top of the route, just like you should be. I think we may have had a flag late, though.
And we've gotten another pass interference.
I think it may have been on the safety. It looked like he got tangled up with the receiver.
So another call against this Golden Gopher defense, going to move it down to the 22. You see him wrap him right there. That's exactly right. Great camera work, guys. As again wraps him around the waist after that. So
that's Payne Knight, the senior defensive back, the safety of that side.
So Helena knocking on the door just outside the 20-yard line. They'll go with a quick screen out here. Ruiz has got it. Makes one man miss, 2, and he's going to fight his way into the 15-yard line, maybe down to the 14 as they make their way into the Metro Goals red zone. Again, residential, parks and rec, and schools. Folks, if you're looking for some manufactured sports equipment, they've been in business for 40 years. Metro Goals, 205-664-0002.
Real nice blocking on the edge that time to set up that quick screen. And I tell you, those 2nd and 1s are a lot easier to call than 2nd down and 13, I can tell you.
Ruiz is a ball player. Once they get the football out there to him. And this time trying to get there, nothing doing. They tried the middle. Losing yardage on that occasion once again is Johnson. Is the defensive penetration. There's just nowhere for him to run the football, and there are 3 men staring him in the face.
They pinched both inside guys and ran a little twist on the outside, and Helena could not pick it up. And look at that. Is that Johnson that's down?
Got a player down there. Hard to tell from where we are. So that is, I believe it is Johnson, though. And again, that's going to set up a 3rd down and 4. And you go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 4. And Johnson, who is the leading rusher for Helena, is down. As they have the football at about the 16-yard line, maybe closer to the 17.
Well, he's been on the receiving end of a lot of hits tonight now, and that time there were about 4 unblocked Golden Gophers waiting for him right there, and he got tattooed pretty well.
If you're coaching in a game like this, and coach, you're sitting there and you're looking and you're running back, every play seems to end the same way, right up the middle. How do you change your blocking scheme, or what do you try to do to try to find a gap?
Well, you know, this is why I talked a little bit about earlier. I always like to have an option component into the offense, because if you can't block them, maybe you can read them. And, you know, that in the quick game, you know, the quick outs, hitches, things like that, where you can get the ball out quick and you know, maybe read a guy and get the ball pitched, or have a guy clean on a straight ahead play where you read a guy instead of having to block him. Those sometimes can give you a little bit of an advantage right there. But you know, if this score holds as it is, the difference in this game, besides Roydale Williams, is going to be the play of the two lines. Right. That Hueytown has won those really pretty decisive.
And you see Hueytown here, they've got a 4-man defensive front, but it just seems like they're bringing their linebackers in a hurry, and they're in the backfield. And right here, a big third down. They fake the screen. In trouble as Stamba rolls out to the near side. He's going to throw it late into the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, we'll see. And you know, that time Hueytown brought the edge rusher to the field, brought 5, and there was nobody to pick him up. And had the angle been better on his rush, it would have been another sack, but Stamba was able to escape and just get rid of it.
Yeah, just tries to go in the vicinity there, but it sets up a 4th down and 4. And as we've said several times tonight, this is the big play of the game. Looks like they may be lining up. Stamba's going to check out. They may be going for the field goal here. It looks like about a 34-yarder for Maloney. Make it 32-24, and again, you got to get points right here.
You do, and what I wonder is if you kick the onside kick after this, because I'm not sure you want to give the ball back to the Hueytown offense.
Great job by Riley Marks there to get the hold down. That was not a great snap, and you see him bobble it and then get it back up just in time, and great concentration by Maloney as he's able to make the field goal.
I believe that's called slid that thing right inside the left upright.
That was a great effort by on the special teams there.
Sure
32-24 leaves it at 8. So of course you got a touchdown and 2-point conversion away from tying things up.
And if I'm that man right there, I am saying 2 words right now: hands team.
Hands team.
You wonder. I don't know. Are they going to kick it deep? I don't think I would right here.
It's 4:09, and you've got so many weapons on that Hueytown offense. I don't know that you can give them the football back, and because you may not see it again, and if you do, you may be further down. So this may be kind of a make or break time where you try the
of course,
onside kick here.
Some of it kind of depends on your kicker. You know, I never trusted a kicker that wore his pants above his knees. That was just kind of a
and that was a question I've had is, all the equipment things, and they're going to really stress the knee pads covering the knees, and they just let these kickers get away with it. He is going to kick it this
Pretty
way.
Good kick.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful kick.
And he could have had a hop there. He did not. You got your shortstop. It really misfielded the hop there, and unable to come up with it is going to be Chase Smith. But a great kick and an excellent opportunity to get the football, and it just did not stay down. It hopped up, and it is going to go out of bounds.
Well,
wow, what an opportunity.
That second hop is the one that's going to get up, and that ball was so long on the line drive that second hop took place a lot wider than it normally does. Tough play for the young man right there, but I wonder if he could do it over again. I think would probably stay on top of that ball, but nevertheless, it's going to be Hueytown's football.
At the 49 of Helena, and they'll give it to their workhorse. And that's going to be Roydell Williams. He'll take it.
I would expect he's going to see the ball a good bit here for the next 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
Well, he does such a good job keeping his hands on the football. He does a good job protecting it.
Does a pretty good job moving it, too.
That's exactly right. He can move it. He protects it.
How about that mouthpiece? That's a solid gold mouthpiece.
It's making a statement, isn't it?
I don't know if I've seen another one of those before.
He's got the sparkles going on here, and the clock is rolling now, close to 3.5 minutes left.
You can bet the Hueytown's going to watch that clock, and they'll try to get it down to about 4 seconds before they snap it every time.
And Roydell Williams bounces it outside, cuts it back in, 35-30, got a flag, comes in, and Williams is going to take it, make everybody miss, and he'll take it down to about the 1-yard line, but a block looks like it was going to be back here, and they'll bring it back. But again, you see the explosiveness in number 6.
Yeah. His cutback ability is really impressive.
So they will bring it back. You see the reaction from Ivory. Looks like he may be the guilty party here. As we'll take a look up there at the top. You see Ivory at about the 37-yard line, and he just does not let his man loose. Had him turned all the way around, and I believe every official.
Now you know why that was definitely a hold, don't you? Because you see how the flag was thrown horizontally. That's always a hold.
It's always
if it's thrown high, very high, that's always a personal foul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for that. I've learned something tonight.
If they just drop it, it could be anything. But those line drives are always holds.
Yeah.
thrown vertically high, those are always personal fouls.
It's kind of like they're a violent throw for the hold.
That's right. Violent for the throw. You know, I've had enough frustration.
Yeah, straight up. I got you.
You got to learn the lingo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel very educated.
Well, you know, 50 years in this game, that's about all I've learned.
I'm looking forward to this season. I'm going to learn a lot. They'll go back. Williams is kind of hesitating, and then he'll pick up a couple of yards here, but the clock will roll under 3 minutes left.
I'm going to make a prediction. That particular move right there, that little hop and gather right there, will be filed away, and I'm not doing that anymore about a year from now.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that when he's wearing a different color jersey.
Because in the league, right here, that little skip right here. Let's hesitate right here. In the league he's going to, those cats will be right there. But he'll be.
He does fine with it tonight.
Oh yeah, he's got a chance to be special now. He's the real deal.
3rd down and 5 right here. We'll give it to him, and he takes it close to the 40-yard line. Keep in mind, Helena only with 1 timeout left here. They can only stop it one more time, and looks like this is going to set up a 4th down. Clock is stopped. 2:20 remaining. Maybe measuring the gain here. Both sides pointing. Let's see. As they will bring the chains out here, try to measure. Williams comes to the sideline. So they did take the timeout here. So Helena will use a timeout with 2:20 remaining. Looks like 4th down and a yard for Hueytown. Well, can you guess who's going to get the ball?
You know, I would say 6.
I'm thinking that's probably a good bet. I mean, I would think that pretty much everybody in the stadium thinks that.
You know, on a serious note, you know, we haven't seen Riley Marks back since, I don't think we have, since he came out with that injury. I hope that's not a bad sign. Like I said, we want to keep everybody healthy.
That's exactly right. So here we go, 4th down and a yard. And we got Young alongside Williams. He'll go from the Wildcat. Everybody coming from Helena, and we've got movement all over the field.
Now it's not going to be 4th and 6.
Now that will move it back 5 yards as everybody was leaning. That'll cost them 5, so 4th and 6 now for Hueytown. Golden Gophers had some movement up front in the backfield.
Looks like they're going to kick it.
They're going to punt the football away. Looks like that's going to be the situation, so they will punt the football away and try to pin Helena deep. So Helena's going to get a chance here. With 2:20 remaining, they'll have a chance to.
And it is a 1-score game.
Get a drive together. I mean, touchdown and 2. As he will get the punt away. They're going to hit, let it roll. Takes a great Helena bounce. Hueytown takes a while to get on it, and it will be out at the 35-yard line. So Helena can't ask for much more. They did not get the onside kick, but now they've got an opportunity here with 2:10 left to get some offense going and try to go down the field and have a chance to tie things up.
I was going to say that was a real bad mistake not catching that punt, but the way the ball has bounced tonight on those punts, I can understand why he didn't. So, and really pretty good field position right here.
So 1st down and 10 for the Huskies, and they'll move. And the timeout called. The official over here on the near side looks like he's telling. Hueytown called a timeout, so that's going to save them from a penalty right there.
Now, you know, I don't think that we've seen the wheel route since they hit it for a touchdown earlier in this half. And, you know, and it was, I mean, it was not defended at all. I mean, the corner bit hard on the inside route. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if we saw maybe a post by the outside guy and a wheel route by the inside guy. Again, something like that. Some kind of switch route to try to get a big chunk of this stuff in a hurry.
We'll take it 1st down and 10, and I think you are on to something right there because it was definitely wide open earlier.
Look at Payne Knight, the senior defensive back, and I bet you he's thinking the same thing.
They'll go with 3 wideouts to the near side. Here comes 1st down and 10. Stamba rolls out to the near side, in trouble. Now he'll reverse field, try to go to the far side, get to the boundary, and go out of bounds, as he will pick up about 7 yards. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Tries to roll and hit that little flood route again, but really heads up play on his part. Now gets his yardage, but more importantly, he gets out of bounds to stop that clock.
Keep in mind, Helena with no timeouts left in the ball game. He'll pick up about 6.5 yards. Drops back to pass again. Throws it in there, got a man. Catch is going to be made 35-yard line, and then they will say he steps out of bounds. A great catch, and that is going to be Will Griffith again. And Helena getting something going.
It's a beautifully thrown ball. This is a corner route. See number 2, the outside receiver is underneath and just breaks it to the flag and right over the outside shoulder, just like you teach it.
It's out of bounds right there. So with 1:53, it's 1st down and 10 for the Huskies inside the 30-yard line of Hueytown. Stamba rolls out left, got pressure there, rolls back to the right, outrunning everybody, turns the corner, and he'll step out of bounds. That was a heads-up play right there by the senior quarterback.
I tell you, he's kind of taking his football team and just put it on his shoulders now to give them a chance right here. Again, they're going to try to roll again, just nothing there, and he just makes something out of nothing.
I think the roll was designed to go to the left side, and he took 2 steps and saw 2 defenders and reversed his field and came back around and able to.
Wasn't exactly blocked clean on the left side.
No. 2 receivers either side. Stamba drops it, picks it back up. Going to tuck it under, try to run. Gets to the corner and gets out of bounds again.
He's done a great job of managing the clock. Not only has he been able to turn these nothing plays into something, but he has been able to stop that clock as well. Now, I want to tell you what's going to be a factor here now. A little bit is fatigue.
Yeah.
He's had about 3-4 hard runs in a row. And,
you see him right there, hunkered over and hands on the
and it's still August in Alabama now. It's still hot.
So they enter into the Metro Goals red zone, just inside the 20-yard line. Stamba drops back, got pressure, throws it down there, got a man, flips it down. Did he make the catch? No, could not haul it in. That was Will Griffith, almost pulled that in the end zone. And I'm going to tell you, you don't throw a football any better than that.
That ball was right on the money. Good coverage by Antonio Jackson. I'm not sure that he didn't get away with one, though. It looked like he had that left arm grabbed right about right there.
There, yeah, you see it.
That's, if I was...
If you get both hands out there, you may pull in the catch.
If I was in a white shirt, I would be not very happy right now.
Here's 4th down and 3. For the Huskies, going to have to pick up 3 yards to keep this drive alive and a chance to win the ball game. Stamba back, got pressure, in trouble, slung down. A great play on the other side. Bridges comes in and he'll make the sack. That will turn it over on downs back to the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, just a great rush on his part. They brought an extra guy to the field right there. It looked like there was a little bit of confusion on the protection. Going to come clean right here. No, I'm sorry, it's a little swim move over the guard. Right there, it's just a straight one-on-one move. Watch Bridges with a swim move right at the right of your screen and just beats the left guard clean. And really, Stamba had no chance. And barring something very unforeseen, that's going to do it.
That is a nasty swim move right there. Showed quickness, had the power, and great move by Bridges, and that's going to shut down the Helena drive. And
pretty heroic effort by that young man right there to give him a chance to win.
Every bit he had on the field tonight. He will be awful sore in the morning.
Yeah, he won't have to be rocked to sleep tonight, I don't think at all.
With no timeouts.
Very hard fought game, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Hueytown can just take a knee and run this clock out. We roll 1:09 remaining, and it continues to roll down. You know, we talked about Roydell Williams. We talked about the play on the interior, and those offensive line and defensive line matchups, they were something to watch here tonight. And you know, it seemed like when Hueytown needed to come up with a defensive play, that defensive front, it made something happen.
I really think that was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Roydell Williams, and as great as he was tonight, I really think the line play with Hueytown it's just what you said. When they had to have it, they got it done. And, it's a pretty impressive young man right there. But I tell you, 2 good football teams, I think, going to have very good years.
Yeah, you look at Helena trying to really get things reestablished, and you can see the progress they are making.
Absolutely.
And that program is one that's going to be reckoned with, and they're going to have a great season. I mean, they've got some great leadership. They got some incredible athletes, and I think that Helena team is much improved, as you said, since the midpoint of last year, and they are continuing to get better.
Yeah, they're going to be a force for sure. And there's every team's favorite play, and that's going to do it.
32-24, Hueytown going to move to 2-0. Helena falls to 1-1 with an 8-point win by the Golden Gophers here on this Thursday night. It's a happy night in Hueytown as they get the win. They will again stay undefeated here in 2019. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll start wrapping things up. It's a Hueytown win on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your home of high school sports in Alabama. Watch WOTM this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup has the Minor Tigers traveling to take on the Jackson-Olin Mustangs. Stay with WOTM all season through each week of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home for all 7 of the AHSAA Championships, live from Jordan-Hare.
What's lurking? And unsafe air.
Also want to encourage
Great sportsmanship there. The two teams shaking hands out at midfield. And, you know, Coach, when you look at this ball game, you got to respect your opponent in this one because both teams gave everything they had here tonight.
Well, I think that's the thing that really stuck in my mind. I thought both teams, just as you said, they laid it on the line, played extremely hard. The game went back and forth. Both teams had chances to win. Just a great high school football game.
Looking at the way the second half shook out, you look at Stamba right here, rolls out to the left side, makes a great pass to Ruiz. He takes it down the sideline. That was a huge play for this Helena offense. They were to keep the drive alive, and then they cap it off a little bit later. When you talk about teams giving all they have, you talk about Stamba right here. That's giving your body up for your team. He's able to get into the end zone for the touchdown. But, you know, you talk about an all-state running back and one of the most highly sought-after running backs in Alabama. When they need to make plays, guys like this make plays, Coach.
Well, he showed on that run just how special he is, and when they had to have it, he got it done for his team. The long run for the touchdown, the two-point conversion, and that proved to be the difference tonight.
Big field goal right here, pulled Helena to within 8, made it 32-24. An opportunity right here for to recover the onside kick, just could not pull it in. But then they were able to get the football back, but that defensive pressure was tough all night long, and they're able to get the stop right there, and that kind of wound things up as Hueytown gets the win.
Really good high school football game.
A lot of fun. You look at this ball game, Hueytown moves to 2-0. They win by 8, 32-24. We'll join you next Thursday night at Jackson-Olin. We've got Minor and Jackson-Olin coming your way on the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM. I'm Tommy Wood for Coach Rick Rhodes saying so long. We'll see you then with more AHSAA football.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Andy handling him today. Look at this sweetie. John, tell us about